What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, people, how are you? Thanks for joining me today. Levon, thank you for being here. Bird, Eve Dallas, Sophie, Lena Pretty Brown Eyes, Very Carey, Dana Duncan, Petey Pete, how you doing? The Only Empress, hello. Kimmy Kim, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you coming. And Camp Me, how you guys doing? So, just cooling. What's going on, pretty? How are you? I hope you're pretty. I can't tell from that picture. Oh, that's a bag. Okay. I was just about to say you need some skincare, pretty. I'm looking at this emoji and it's so small, and I was like, oh, pretty looked like she could have some pox on her face. But thank you for loving the music. I'm just playing with you, pretty. Okay, so today is Friday, and yeah, it's cooling. Yeah, I'm back on StreamYard, and the emojis are extra small on StreamYard. So pretty. I'm just messing with you. Hey, Styles by Tisa. So today is Friday, and we've had a very eventful week over here in the beef sector, haven't we? So let's talk about some things that have been going on. Since the last time I met with you guys, I remember that let's start with Seven Stars. Seven Stars has come out and said that she has been in contact with her then boyfriend, and she was exposed to you know a STD that is reoccurring and is incurable, and so I you know I haven't had that experience, thank God. And she's letting people on the YouTube streets know about her experience. Hey, Shay Breezy, how you doing? So that's one of the things that has you know, come up on the YouTube street. There was also some talk about her Seven Stars saying that Beachy is also a recipient of that unfortunate disease, and Beachy quickly went out and got a full STD panel. I don't know if she revealed it. I just think that a lot of stuff is being revealed, and it's my understanding that Beach is talking about suing Seven Stars because of that proclamation that Seven made about Beach's sexual health condition. So that's what's going on right there. I don't know if no, I do know. I do know that I have no wants or desires to get into it any deeper than what it is. And strictly platinum, how you doing? No pressure, how you doing? Hey, Demetra, nice to see you. Um, I have some questions for anybody living in states like Texas, California, New York, Chicago, because I'm going to talk about the ending of Title 42 today. Hey, Andy and Renee, how are you guys doing? And far be it from me to sound like I don't care about what happens to people in other countries, from other countries, but I have a hard time putting our government putting these people above the people in their own country. I have a real hard time with the situation that's going on. I don't know if you guys are aware. Hey, Sophie, no longer. You no longer live there. I don't know if you guys are aware that in many border cities in Texas, they are putting these undocumented people on buses right away, and they're sending them to what they um, call sanctuary cities, which are in Democrat cities. And there's been an influx of undocumented people coming into these cities like Chicago. They've always come into California. Chicago is one of the places they're being buzzed to. Also, New York City, they're busing them as far away as New York City, so that the Texas Republican states don't have to deal with them. But I don't see how that is a solution for this problem. I do not see how there's a solution for this problem. Hey, kind to me, Diane. Know how you doing? I was watching a YouTuber by the name of Dr. Blue. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her, but she does great commentary. She really has a lot of great commentary. So if you have heard about this Title 42 ending, and let me know if this Title 42 is going to impact your city, can you please let me know what you have been seeing? Because in New York City, okay. So the Title 42 thing, it's a big rush on the borders, and the problem with that is um, a lot of these people who are crossing over the borders have no real identifying IDs. They don't have any IDs. A lot of them don't have any passports. So the problem is you don't know who it is who's coming into the country. And now I do not want to sound like an angry Republican, but then you really have to look at what they're doing to our cities and where they're putting these people. The problem is in New York City, they are putting these people in school gymnasiums at many schools. And of course, these schools are in black and brown areas. They are putting these I have a video I want to share with you guys about how the parents have learned and found out about these undocumented immigrants being put up in their schools. And they are leaving the gates open. There's no barrier between the children and these people who they have no idea who they are, who are just giving them names and saying, I'm so and so. My name is PDP. And no, I better not use PDP because I'm finna say my name. Hey, Karen Spencer. My name is Taco Cuevo, and I'm here from Mexico, and I need asylum. So they're just getting these people off the bus, and we don't know if that is a mass murderer. We don't know if that is a pedophile. We don't know anything about these people, or if these are their real names that they're giving out. So they're putting these people up in schools while school is still in. In one New York school, they just got finished doing a 2-year rehabilitation of the gym. So the kids were unable to use their gym for 2 years. And now, as soon as it's fresh and new, they're turning it over to make a immigrant city out of this school gym while your kids are still in school. And the thing about it is the parents were not notified or given any warning ahead of time about these schools being turned into a safe haven for immigrants coming over to this country. America tends to aid and come to the rescue of everyone except for Americans, especially African Americans. Exactly. So this is one of the things I want to talk about. Also in Chicago, they have. Let me share something with you guys.
Plans to house asylum seekers. CBS 2's Natalie Doddridge live at PS 188 in Coney Island. Natalie.
Good evening, Maurice, Christine. Well, there was a rally here that has since wrapped up. Now, at dismissal time, dozens of parents showed up with signs, and one sign summed up the sentiment in particular. It said, "We have nothing against migrants, but our children are our priority." Parents say they wish there had been more notice, more transparency, and they also wish city officials would explore other unused properties instead of using their children's school.
We are sorry you're displaced, but our school is not your space. I feel like there should be other alternatives for them to go, even for their benefits.
Parents at PS 188 in Coney Island say it came as a total surprise when they got a notice saying their children's gymnasium was being transformed to house asylum seekers.
They ain't letting nobody know anything. Our children are being deprived of their gym, and it's not fair.
Beyond concerns about their kids missing out on sports and physical education, parents are worried about illness and safety.
We don't know anything about them. We don't know their background. We don't know where they're from.
Some say they just want more information from leaders, but even this local council member is looking for answers.
Is there any indication how long they'll be here?
I talked to Commissioner of Office of Emergency Management, and he told me that he cannot give me any time frame. He said that probably very soon they will leave. It's not going to be permanent shelter.
Days or
but
weeks?
but he never gave me days or weeks or years.
We met up with the Coney Island Community Board 13 chairwoman at a vacant building. She says this unused space is a way better solution with bathrooms and options for showers.
If you look across the street, this is a house. This is a city-owned building. It used to be an HRA building, and this facility can be used for that purpose and not put our children in a situation that they have placed them in now.
Several other schools are also being used as overflow. Earlier today, Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso toured PS 17 in Williamsburg to see what the conditions are like there.
Cots lined up, about 71 cots, with small toiletries available to anyone that gets there. It's a brand new facility that was built, just finished being built last year. So it has adequate bathroom.
Okay, so that's one of the videos that I want to share with you guys, and it just like really amazes me about the statistics about homelessness in these cities that they are sending these foreigners to. All of a sudden, when they had a big influx of undocumented people, they in New York City built this huge tent facilities. They had all these big screen TVs, all these big comfortable couches. These people are sitting up, getting all this off of the taxpayer dimes, while the American homeless, they went across the street at American homeless shelter, and these people are sitting in hard chairs, one like a 13-inch TV and stuff like that. So I want to talk about this because I really have concerns about how the U.S. chooses to spend their dollars, and I want to know, what do you guys think the bigger picture of this is? Because statistically, let me pull up my information. Statistically, um, okay. Let's say Illinois, for example. Okay, Illinois, Black and African Americans make up 41. Um, okay, Illinois has a home. Okay, okay. Illinois has a Black homeless population of 41,541, while the white homeless population is half of that. And it also says here that in 2020, only 23.9% of the people experience homelessness by doubling up identifies as white. Okay, and they said the homeless service system continues to prioritize white people experiencing homelessness over Black and brown people, especially Black mothers. Recent research finds that white women that have experienced traumatic life events are consistently perceived as more valuable than Black women that have experienced the same events. Okay, so this is without talking about the undocumented people who come over here. They have other races at 19,000, white people at 26,000, two or more races are 17,000, and Asians are Asian Pacific Islanders are 3,000, and Asian Americans are 1,162. So the thing that I have a problem with is now all of a sudden Chicago is also putting a lot of money into shore up schools. They have a lot of the homeless people who are actually sleeping in police stations for safe shelter, and their residents are also speaking out about this. So I'm going to share my screen with you on this one about what's going on in Chicago.
Curology.
Cities all over the U.S. have been bracing for an influx of migrants that appears to be well underway, and many from coast to coast are finding they don't have the resources to handle all the demand.
And that includes right here in Chicago. Casey Cronus continues our team coverage live from the city's South Shore neighborhood.
Natalie and Anthony, South Shore neighbors are pushing back against the city's plan to house several hundred migrants at the former and now vacant South Shore High School. They tell us they have now filed a lawsuit against the city in an attempt to halt that plan. Located at 76th and Constance, the city is eyeing the building for another migrant respite site. This as officials have run out of room to house migrant families, many who are still sleeping on the floors of local police stations. If their plan goes through, the school would become a site where migrants could temporarily sleep, eat, and shower. But many residents aren't happy about it and made that clear during a meeting last week. And in about 30 minutes, they'll once again gather at the school to protest the city's plans.
Looking at the numbers coming out of City Hall and the state of Illinois, upwards of $150 million roughly for 6 months. We believe that though that $150 million would have been in some way eligible to come to our communities to help our crime problems, help with our economic problems, help with our housing issues. And as we all aware, Black people are the largest number of homeless in Chicago. So if you're going to help anyone, help the current Black homeless first.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to share about that. So I just want to know, what do you guys think about this stuff that they can come up with $160 million to spend on people who don't live in our country, and all of a sudden they can just pull this money out of thin air for 6 months for them to live, but they have a serious homeless problem that they have not been addressing all this time with people who are actually American. And see, the thing about it is, let's not forget who African Americans really are. See, African Americans are the ones who built this country. African Americans are the ones who built the slave labor, built the White House, the Capitol, and many monuments in Washington, D.C. It was built by enslaved people. They, let me see what else they have. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. That's not the one I want. The story of this country, the story that was brought to me to this stage this night, the story of generations of people who felt the lash of bondage, the shame of servitude, the sting of segregation, but who kept striving and hoping and doing what needed to be done, so that today I wake up every morning in a house that was built by slaves. That's what Michelle Obama said at the first Democratic National Convention. And like, this is not like they had a choice to do this type of work. They had to do this type of work. For example, they had to go to the rock quarries, which were in Virginia, and it was just unimaginable backbreaking work. You had to dig these rocks out, then you had to load them onto a boat, sail them across the Chesapeake Bay, and then they had to be unloaded, and then they had to be carried to the site. So this is just grueling work, and nobody was willing to do it except slave labor. So they rented slaves from different plantations and everything. They went over to Europe to try to find workers to build the White House and stuff, but they were unsuccessful in getting enough workers. So they actually rented the slave labor to build all these great monuments and things that that we have up today. So they don't want to pay any type of reparations. They don't want to do anything for the Black people. So I'm wondering, is this like some type of replacement type of thing going on here? You have so many corporations here that don't want to pay their workers, and they always are quick to say that, well, they're doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do. the main job that these people are doing, one of the largest jobs that these people are doing is agriculture. I have a hard time saying agriculture. Agriculture. So that is the main job that they're doing. But you look at the number of farms that are being stolen from black farmers. You look at this. You look at all the money the federal government owes black farmers for years and years of it being proven and settled that they owe them this money that they still have not been paid to actually go out and farm their own lands. But they want you to believe that these immigrants are coming over here doing jobs that black people do not want to do. So yeah, but see, the thing is, when they're unable to do it, when they're unable to farm, they're unable to raise a crop, they're unable to pay for their land, and they're also losing their land. So this is like a big ploy and a big farce so that you can get some immigrant workers to go work a farm on some land that a big corporation or a big rich guy owns, and they make all the money off of this penance of pay that they're paying these people. So is it the American worker who doesn't want to do these jobs, or is it American corporation and the American government aiding corporations to only have a few people, a few big leaders in the agricultural industry who is making money off of this while paying basically slave labor and having people work from sun up to sundown, doing these crops and stuff? Is that what's going on? What do you guys think? Yeah, that's the only time they care about them. It's when it's time to vote. Thank you, Snack a Meal. Hey, Manny MVP, nice to see you. Yes, protected by the government. And my dogs are upset about this. Okay. So what else are you guys saying? What they don't tell you is in history they started doing the mad at each other. I don't understand what you're saying. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link and see if anybody else want to join in this discussion with me, because I'm like really, I'm not cool. I'm not cool with what's going on with this. And you also have, all these hold on one second. I can't think and do this at the same time. I'm sorry. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna drop the link to see if anybody else wanted to have some conversation with me about this. Okay, the link is pinned. Here you go. Hey Liz, how you doing? J Truth, how you doing? Already outsourced so many jobs, now allowing homeland to be invaded. And that is my point. Why are they allowing our homeland to be invaded by these workers? And trust and believe, let's not forget this little nugget right here. Okay, I'm gonna share something else with you. So why is it that they want these Hispanic people and non-black people over here, as opposed to any other type of person over here? So I'm gonna share my screen with you, and I want to ask you guys: do you guys remember this when this happened? Hold on one second. Here we go.
Under the International Bridge in Del Rio in Texas, a camp that's become home to thousands and which reveals yet another crisis at the border in America. They cross the Rio Grande River that forms the border between the US and Mexico. Most of them Haitians, willing to take the chance that they will be processed and allowed in, willing to tolerate what's been described as a squalid existence here.
There is not enough food to give to everybody who's inside there. We need to get out of the camp to look for food. Things are worse.
It is these pictures of Border Patrol agents on horseback pushing migrants into the river that have caused so much anger. For some, they carry the echoes of the worst chapters of American history.
What we witness takes us back hundreds of years. What we witnessed was worse than what we witnessed in slavery. Cowboys with their reins again, whipping Black people, Haitians, into the water.
The US has already removed thousands from the camp, large numbers flown back to Haiti, a country many of them left after the earthquake a decade ago and now consumed by violence and poverty.
Okay, so you see my point here. When the Haitians came over here and were trying to get across the border, they actually found a real quick way to get them right back over the border, and they were like, no, you're not, and they sent them directly home. These people who have been living in South America, the Haitians, most of these Haitians had been living in South America for over 10 plus years since the last big earthquake. But then when they tried to come across, when things were getting sketchy over there in South America, like the South Americans have been coming over, the Haitians said, well, like, hey, I'm going to go over too. They sent them directly back home to a home that had deteriorated so much over the past 10 years. So let's, I don't know. I just know from my personal experience. I know a couple of Haitian people. And the one thing that I personally know, other than this, the one thing that I know about Haitian people, the Haitian peoples that I know of, it seems like a lot of these Haitian people come over here and get educated, and a lot of them work in the healthcare field, and a lot of them go on to make good money. See, is that the reason why they want some people over here and not other people over here? I'm not saying that South Americans don't come over here and get educated, but there is a lot of area to manipulate the unskilled labor in construction, in the agriculture industry, and there's a lot of room to really manipulate and misuse this labor. And plants that meat packing plants is another big industry where they are abusing these workers as well. So does anybody have anything to say? The Chinese is ruling Florida right now. Okay, and we're going to talk about the Chinese too. Okay. Yeah, they sent them directly home. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Chinese. Do you know that we were talking about this on someone else's panel? These I know a lot of you guys have seen, different I don't know China. I don't know. I cannot really recognize the language and the look of different Asian communities. I guess I haven't dedicated that much into learning the different nuances of the languages and things. But I have gone into like Asian places where they have, like, you can tell, it just seems like the people live there at the Asian nails. I don't get my nails done anymore, but it seems like they live in the nail shop, and that that they speak no English. They are totally on their culture, and it's like they've been here for 5 minutes. So a lot of these people are, okay, I'm going to share my screen one more time with you guys. A lot of these Asians who come over here are actually coming through the Mexican border. I don't know if you guys knew that, but the thing that makes them different is that they are not poor, and they have a real ingenious way of getting over here that I was unaware of. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen with you one more time. And after this, we're going to have the whole conversation.
In the surge of migrants illegally crossing the Mexico-U.S. border, there's now a growing number of Chinese nationals who are traveling halfway across the world, transiting through a dozen countries to make it to the border and into America. Leaving China was a decision Kevin felt he had to make to avoid what he called punishment for speaking out against corruption. He says he was jailed twice and allegedly mistreated by authorities. His family is still in China. That's why we're hiding his identity.
What was the biggest risk to staying?
I'll be going to jail.
You would go to jail?
Yeah, I will be go to jail. Yeah, of course.
According to U.S. Customs and Border Protection, at least 4,300 Chinese migrants have been caught crossing the southern border illegally in the past 5 months alone, more than double the total for all of last year. Kevin told us about his journey that took several weeks by plane, bus, boat, and motorcycle through treacherous jungles in the Darien Gap before ending on foot at this barren section of the border where he finally got through. And the migrants we've met, including Kevin, say they aren't paying smugglers. They're able to do it all with information, maps, and advice readily available on Chinese social media.
How much information is out there helping people make the same journey that you made?
Oh, they have a lot of information, trust me.
Step by step, it's all there. This is how you get to America.
Yes, of course, step by step.
Chinese social media sites are even giving tips on where to cross. Here in California, it's considered a better bet over Arizona or Texas because of its immigration policies.
So just how much is there at the fingertips of people wanting to leave China for the U.S.?
Can you show me the sort of information that's out there online?
Producer Arnie Hakela and I met with Zhang, who left his family behind in China.
Okay, this is detailing out the Mexico portion. You can see the cities are listed here. It even tells you like which buses to take and from where to where.
Zhang took us into chat groups on the Telegram app that offer information on everything: where to stay, how to get there, even how much cash they'll need to bring.
The new phenomenon is people are trying to make money from this information. So they're giving a little bits of information out at a time. And if you want more information about particular routes, or if you get further along in your journey, they're going to demand more and more money.
What kind of money are we talking about? What is this information worth?
At the US-Mexico border, if you want information on where exactly is best to cross, that's going to run between $1,300 and $2,000 US. If you want a guarantee that you won't be apprehended by CBP, that's going to run you about $10,000 to $20,000.
That more Chinese are undertaking such a radical journey with no guarantees in the U.S. comes as the country is emerging from years of harsh zero-COVID rules and facing a wilting economy.
I think what we're seeing now are people who are more middle class, who just feel that the opportunities are diminishing and that the political situation has just become a lot riskier. And so they are finding.
Okay, so you get this. These are not poor people. They are paying $10,000 to $20,000 to guarantee that they will get across the border and won't get caught by the border patrol agents. So who are they paying this $10,000 to $20,000 to? Do you think they're not paying that to the border patrol agents who's supposed to be keeping them out? But these are middle class Chinese people who have that type of money to spend to illegally cross our borders. But see, they do the okey doke on you and act as if, oh no, it's we're doing humanitarian services and we're looking for asylum seekers. And like, do you really think that all these people coming over here are asylum seekers? No, all of these people are coming over here because they know they can come over here. They know they can blend in with American society. They know they can blend in and find a community community that is friendly to their own. They can get a foothold in those communities. They can get a job, not knowing anything about America. If they can get with their compadres or their countrymen, and they're going to look out for them. They're going to get them a job. They're going to get them papers and do whatever it takes to, fit into America. This Chinese man who was on this show, I should have let it play all the way. He's sitting around right now, and since he has money, he's not looking for any work or any job right now. He's learning English so that he can better fit in with the American citizen, and then he's going to make his move. And I forget what state that was, that is not allowing Chinese to buy any, not property, but land. They're refusing to sell any land to Chinese anymore. So they're coming over here. These people from China, they're coming over here with their own money because they don't like the communist rule over there in China. So, I mean, it's like all over the place. So you have people who are coming over here, extorting workers, who have the money to extort workers. And then you have our own government. Let me show you what the Biden administration has done. Okay, here we go. Biden administration announced an expedited immigration process that will allow immigrants exploited in the workplace or involved in labor investigation to apply for protections from deportation and for work permits. They won't be deported, and they can apply for work permits. They sped up the process. Okay, so the Department of Homeland Security streamlined the process for immigrants without legal status who are victims or witness to labor exploitations. Well, if they don't have legal status to work, how are they victims of labor exploitations? How is that so? So not only are you not finding the people who are hiring them, not only are our immigration laws so weak and flimsy and ignored that once they are exploited in the labor that they're not supposed to be working at, because the corporations who hire them know you're not going to do shit to them for hiring them. Once they get exploited by these said corporations, you're giving them a fast track to be able to work legally in the United States. While it's so many American citizens who are unemployed, underemployed, and you got to understand. I believe that once a person has been faced with so many challenges and just have such a poor outlook on life that they are always going to be unemployed or underemployed. I think that a lot of this plays into a lot of the mental illness that we see around here that's running rampant. So they're making it easier for them. Okay, the policy will encourage exploited workers to denounce labor violations and participate in workplace investigations. So if you help us investigate the employer who shouldn't be employing you, we're going to give you a work permit and not deport you. If you help us investigate it, well, isn't it your job to do that already? Is that not your job to do that already? To make sure that they're not even employing undocumented workers? I mean, do you understand why my head is kind of spinning on this shit right now? Okay, and they also the process will protect work conditions and the U.S. labor market and the dignity of workers who power our economy. The dignity of the workers who power our economy. So what you're really saying is these undocumented workers are the workers who empower our economy, and you want to make sure they continue to do so. That's what you're saying to me. Unscrupulous employers who prey on the vulnerability of non-citizen workers harm all workers. No kidding. But you don't care about the American workers that they're harming. You just care about them harming your immigration force, who you look at as the power of our economy. So that's one of the other things that I wanted to look at. And let me see what else I see. Okay, so I already said how the rich are the ones who are benefiting from this labor. The rich are, really looking at ways to exploit labor right now. And it's like at such a big degree that I'm wondering how much more will the workforce shrink. I forget what company it is. Not only are they looking for undocumented workers who can work unskilled labor. There is a I forget. Oh God, what company? They're looking for people with bachelor's degrees to fill positions. So don't get it twisted. Don't think you're safe. There's a company that is actively looking for illegal, I mean undocumented workers to fill bachelor degree jobs. Okay, so don't think you're safe. Okay, so that's why a lot of people get it fucked up. See, that's why it's okay if they do it to them, but when they come for me, now it's going to be a problem. It's already a problem. It's a big problem. These people look at these people as people who fuel our economy. So do you not think that they're going to do whatever it takes to keep them? But in the meantime, you have the rich people who pay little to no taxes, who just skirt around and do little of nothing to help this economy other than to keep the working class poor and gaining all the riches for themselves. And a report came out yesterday about Elon Musk. Um, he has not paid rent. This is the second richest man in the world. He has not paid rent for his San Francisco's headquarters or any of his global offices for weeks. And he's also refused to pay a 197,000 bill for private charter flights the week that he took over Twitter. So, and also he is Twitter leaders have also discussed the consequences of denying service payments to thousands of people who have been laid off since the takeover. He is really considering not even paying the severance packages to people who were laid off. Now, here's another thing. Okay, the University of California is taking steps to allowing undocumented students to have jobs. So, what are they doing for the students who parents and grandparents and whole bloodline built up this country? What are they doing for this? They are turning back the Civil Rights Act and all types of things. Letting people come and say that the Civil Rights Act is unfair, chopping away at it. That's what they're doing for you. So see, I'm really concerned about the turn that America has really taken, and I think that we really need to pay more attention now. So we discussed how America was built by slave labor. We know how the America, they don't want us to keep our money together because we have had so many instances where they burnt down independent run black towns, burnt them to the ground, stole all their property and everything, chased them out of their whole city. So it's funny that so many people have something against reparations. Dr. Phil, who is only known to you because a black woman put him on, said has social media dragging him after he said providing cash reparations for slavery would be an absolute disaster. During an episode of his talk show on April 18th, the talk show host made the statement after economist at Duke University, Professor William A. Darty Jr. said that 14 trillion should be distributed evenly to the 40 million black descendants of slavery in America, or $350,000 a person. What is $350,000? I'm sure Dr. Phil is shitting that away in a month or two. $350,000. He said that would be an absolute mistake. The payments would be an attempt to help eliminate the wealth disparity between Black Americans and white Americans, which he said is about $840,000. Garrity, a co-author of the book From Here to Equality. So let's not forget about all the disparity of how they also rob you right now with stealing your generational wealth. How many times did I tell you how they appraise Black people houses lower than white people houses, and usually housing, owning a home, the equity in your home that is gained is your first way of getting yourself some type of generational wealth. But they have been robbing Black people, redlining you out of areas so you can't buy. So you can only buy in areas where you're going to be limited to the amount of money that your house is going to be valued at. All these types of things that are going on in America. But I think that people are not really paying attention to what's going on in America right now, because in my opinion, this is some new shit that's coming down the pipe. And see, this Charter 42 that they had that prevented undocumented people from coming over here, that they were sent immediately back from South America, that expired at midnight last night. So I just wanted to ask you guys on day one, what do you guys think about is going on in America right now? What do you guys think? Are we just and like the passive softness that they want us to be in control while they're doing these things, while we like, oh well, it's nothing you can do, oh well, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. No, they're not gonna do what they're gonna do. If they're not gonna do what they're gonna do, if you get out and do some type of action, if you say no, we're not having this. Okay, what do you guys have to say? Okay, 100. I didn't see it. Hey Charlie, how you doing? So what say you? Somebody hit the link, come talk to me. Anybody? Nobody? So if not, if I don't have anybody to talk to me, these are the things that have been really Exactly. Gentrification. No one. We can't get like all the areas in your area that these food deserts and all of this. And as soon as they buy up, your area and want back in, now all of the sudden all these chain stores are popped up everywhere. I mean, it's like really, really disgusting, the shit that goes on in the United States at this point. And now it's like really overt, and I'm just really sick of it. I think the link is pinned. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, hold on. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Is that, hold on. Is that a fly? Oh, no, that's Jay Wilson. Okay, go ahead.
You ain't shit. I honestly believe that we are being prepared for a race war.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that this new world order, I honestly believe they want us to they know that we're going to fight about this new world order, so they're really trying to get rid of us in every way, shape, form, and fashion. I believe the Latinos are being brought over here, and they're to look like gods, and then because black and brown relations aren't that swell, so they feel that they can bring them over to this side. But yeah, I'm just waiting to see how this is all playing out. But we really do need to get out here. We need to speak. We need to be vocal and stop with this bullshit. This black on black crime is depleting our numbers. We're making it easy for them.
Exactly. And this infighting even we can like take a look at this B sector as a microcosm, a macrocosm. Which one is the small one? The micro must be smaller. A
Micro.
microcosm, yeah, the microcosm of what's going on in the world. See, we're sitting around here fighting amongst. Hold on. I have one more person coming up. We're sitting around here fighting amongst each other about skin color or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Amala, is that you?
It's me, mommy.
Hold on. Hold on. I got a fly on the screen. Let me get it off. Shoot fly.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Go ahead. So I think that
Shoot flies.
I think that that exactly what they do. You look at the fighting about skin color and like what we saw on Lady Nika. Oh, you guys are this and I'm that. But nothing has been proven about your okay, you look at the trying to look down on other people and all this type of stuff as if oh I'm a better black person than you. You look at the situation with Dovie Milton and that clown stuff that she did with oh I apologize for everybody. You don't have to make any apologies for me for insulting Lord Karma and all this type of stuff. You know,
Exactly.
time is out for this foolery. The time is over for this.
I mean, but Veronica, we do have to remember all skin folk is not kin folk. So it's going to be some coons around running around here. But I like my coons just like I like my races. I want them up front and
Out
honest
in
about
the
how.
open, out in the open, because I
That's
don't want
not
to
a
be,
coon, yeah. That's a bootleg.
I do not want to be out on the underground railroad thinking that I'm gonna meet some welcoming guests at my next stop, and I meet somebody like Dovey or some of these other people at the stop. Then let Master know what the plan was and got something else waiting for me. See,
Hmm.
it's a whole lot of this going on, and
Can
go
you
ahead,
highlight 300
Amala.
comment though? Because that sums it up right there.
Yeah, that's what they don't realize, and I don't know why they don't realize it because all they have to do is look at Florida with all them Cubans over there, and Florida is a whole red state. And you see what DeSantis did. Now Disney has said they are
Baby.
not going to build a one point something billion-dollar Disney work complex there, which would have actually given Florida something like $18 billion in taxes and
Mm.
tax revenue or something to that effect, but they're not going to build it there. And this is all over Ron DeSantis having a problem with one character on the Disney payroll being a transgender person. So now this whole state has lost over $1 billion in revenue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me
Okay, go ahead, Amalia. I'm
let me
sorry.
interject, y'all. First of all, Ron DeSantis is not Latino. That bastard, excuse me, don't excuse me. He's Italian.
Okay.
Y'all go back and research. Hit that fool is Italian. He been riding on that name and trying to fool people into thinking that he's Latino. He's Italian. And he can cut it out. And he keep talking about this woke this and woke that. And
Mhm,
all it is,
mhm.
I'm sorry, go ahead and speak, sister.
I'm sorry. I'm you to death. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to interrupt because this is your panel. This is your house. And I want to be respectful. Um, I have issue with this. I have issue with the fact that everybody and anybody who thinks they somebody believes that they can come here and stomp and shit on us and use us to make their way here. We
Hmm.
built it all. This is our home.
All. Hmm.
And we need to damn it, snatch it and hold it. And we need to damn it stop caping for these people. They don't give a rat's ass about us. They don't. They don't
Exactly.
care about us. And I'm
And
telling y'all what
we
we
need to take
go ahead.
we need we need to take this us black and brown people, because the brown people don't give a fuck about us black people. So all this
Exactly.
Hell no.
the black and brown, when did we get co-mingle with each other? Because last I checked, soon as they get a foothold in any business, any corporation, any city state jobs, all of a sudden you have to be bilingual to even get a job at this motherfucker. Okay, last I heard,
Girl, you
all nations
better say it.
hire each other. So when did this black and brown coalition ever came together? The fuck out of my
We
face.
ain't never
You better
had no
start
black
looking.
and brown nothing
Exactly.
ever. It's stop. Don't believe that crap. Don't listen to it. It's a lie. They always been against us. The 9 times out of 10, if you live in California, the popo that's gonna pull you over is one of them. And guess what?
Yes.
They ain't gonna have
Exactly.
no mercy on your black ass. Because you living better than them. You doing better than them. You more educated than them. You living in a better doggone environment, in a better area. Your children are going to better schools. And they just a raggedy ass cop. They're going to treat you like shit, and they're going to shit on you. And then
But
they'll
hold on.
stand back and say, what
Hold
about the
on.
black and brown
Hold on now.
coalition? Go ahead, sister.
Hold on now. The cops cops in California make over 100 some $1,000 a year. So that's some good money.
No, not
That's
all of
some
them.
good
It
that is
depends on where you at.
that's some good
Not
money
where I'm
to
at.
be a cop. Where you at? Well, you don't have to dox yourself.
I'm
Are
in the
you in
Bay Area.
California? Are you in Oh,
I
okay.
am. Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah, I'm
that's
in
what
the
I'm
Bay Area.
trying to say.
And they
Okay.
pull us over and they be mad as hell because the average black person in the Bay Area is doing very well and
They
they
have to
not
be
rich,
doing
but they
very well.
living comfortably. Yes.
Yeah.
And we paid our dues for this. So it ain't like, we sitting
We paid
somewhere
everybody's
with
fucking dues.
goddamn
We paid for
teacups.
every fucking
Whole
body.
Yeah. We
yes.
pay for
Yes.
everybody. We built this country. We built this country on they didn't even know how to live off this country. They couldn't get crops to grow or anything to sustain themselves in this country
That's
until they
right.
brought us over here. We are the innovators of different machineries and things that made America earn so much money, but we couldn't even get the patents to it. The slave owners own the patents to these machines, and their whole bloodline is making money off of the inventions of something that a black person created. So let's not get it
That's
twisted.
right.
And see,
Right.
that's why.
That's right.
And why do you think that they want to take dilute American history? That's why they want to dilute it, because they don't want
Exactly.
everybody to know. Like, wait a minute. Black people are great. It's enough black people around here that don't even see the greatness in themselves, that don't even see the innovation in themselves. They don't even see it themselves.
That is
You
true.
know what? I have I'm gonna let y'all know what's been going on in the nursing industry for years. Do y'all know that this government has a whole program set up in other countries, Philippines, India, and other nations? They will go there. They send teachers there to train these people to become medical professionals. They give them bachelor's degrees and they bring them back over here to these companies. The companies will sign on with these people and give them visas, work visas. And guess what they do? They come in here and work as nurses and keep our wages low. They get promotions. They work in managerial positions. And I'm talking about the Filipinos are the worst. They
Mm-hmm.
doing it in Mexico now. They got universities in Mexico where they can go there and get American citizenship. The way they get the citizenship, you got to work here for 3 years, and you have to be sponsored by a hospital or some kind of company that will
Well,
sponsor you.
and and
And
and
they
see, and
work here. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
but see, that's the thing that makes them not understand what the real struggle is. And it's well, I forget, I think it's Colombia, where they graduate, they can go into nursing school, when they graduate from high school, they have their nursing degree already. A lot of these, some
Yeah.
of these countries even have it where you major in what you want to do for a living, and then you get certified in that when you graduate from high school. So you
You
don't
are
even have to go to
absolutely
college.
right. You're right.
Wait a minute,
They
volunteer.
got all,
I
but
gotta jump
at the
down. I'll be
end of
in
the
the chat.
day, the
Don't jump
objective
down, Space. You
is.
haven't
I'm
said
coming back.
much.
I gotta take something right. I gotta
Okay,
take
go
care of
ahead.
something
Go
right
ahead. Go
quick.
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead,
Okay,
sister. I'm putting myself on mute.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
she coming back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's coming back. She's coming
Okay,
back.
I don't want to talk over anybody. I feel like we all got a right to speaking, and we all have something important to say, and we are all very passionate about our own. I
Hmm.
have a problem with this because I see as a manager, I see these people coming in here, and they let me tell you what I've witnessed with my own eyes. Filipino nurses who do not speak English, they barely speak English. They have no education. They're working in the ICU, and because they're amongst their own,
Hmm.
they will speak Tagalog over a patient that they have no clue what to do with. Now, this patient is on some critical drips. This patient is on a ventilator. And they'll speak to Gala and ask the other one, can you help me with this? I don't know what to do. So one will
Mm.
go over and they will all get together and figure it out. I have seen it. I've seen Indian doctors getting on the phone calling other Indian doctors. Hey,
But see,
help me. I don't know what to do. I got a patient with this and this and this going on. Help me
oh,
write my
I
order.
believe it. But see, and that's where we got to twist it. That's where black people really get the shit fucked up. See, that's where we get it
Yes.
fucked up because first of all,
Yes.
if we find out something, we want to show it off, but you be like, oh, well, where do you get that from? Oh, I'm gonna take you by there. Oh, I gotta tell you where. Oh, I'm gonna take you by there one time. They don't want to share nothing with the other person
Nope.
because it would make them
Nope.
not be elite as they want to appear in front of their own. That's
You
what's
better
wrong with
speak, sister.
Negroes. That is what's
Yes.
wrong with
And
Negroes.
why? Let me tell you something. It years ago when the CCRN certification um
Oh,
became
wait a minute. Hold on
something
one
that
second. One
that
second. Hold on
uh,
one second. I wanna highlight this comment. I wanna read this comment. Yes, right here. Ron DeSantis just signed into law that Florida schools must teach Asian and Pacific Islander history in school, but don't want Black Americans taught in Florida schools. That is so right because
hmm,
Black Americans was the ones that built the United States. So when they fuck us over, it's gonna be like, oh, they were nothing but nuisances. They only took from the United States. See, because they want to project the image of Black Americans as like we are nothing but nuisances. Okay,
and
go
you
ahead.
know what? Not only are we nuisances, we're lazy. We have no work ethic. We don't know anything about anything. We don't want to
Hmm.
know anything about anything. All we want to do is have sex and dance and do
Hmm.
sports all over the
Hmm.
place. That's
Hmm.
all
That's
they
what
think
they
about.
want you to think. That's what they want you to think. And see, okay, so this somebody says something about uh conservative Mexicans were the ones who voted down the marijuana bill. You know what? It's my opinion that you have to look at this marijuana bill. It's my opinion that why is it that people get so happy about drugs? They say marijuana is not a drug. Some people don't believe it's a drug or whatever. Okay, so marijuana has been around forever. You know, I don't think it should be criminalized like other drugs are criminalized. But why is it so in? Why is that like something to wave in front of your constituents? Like, I'm gonna get this passed. Why is that the only fucking thing you got to offer me? And why are so many people so excited that you're being offered drugs instead of any type of upward mobility? That's my problem
Come
with this. You
on.
know what I'm saying? What don't fuck a drug?
Girl, let me tell
What
you
can you
something.
offer me? Drugs been around all this time illegal. If I wanted drugs, I can get some motherfucking weed. Who cares? This motherfucking manufacturer of weed
Anytime.
in these dispensaries ain't doing nothing but making rich people who are the only people who are able to get licenses to actually have a dispensary, only making the motherfuckers richer. And this motherfucker, I don't even know what they put in this shit. I want my shit from over the border. Fuck that shit. What you giving me to make my life better? Don't give me nothing to escape my reality, because my reality is so fucked up that I don't know how I'm gonna live day to day. I'm scraping money together. Fuck that. Give me a fucking some upward
Yep.
mobility in this bitch. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Ran
You are
over.
so right. No, don't say you sorry, honey. You said nothing but the truth. This whole doggone thing is by design. Every goddamn piece of it is by design. They letting all these people in here because they want to keep us at the bottom. We are supposed looking at Dr. Claude Anderson. What Dr. Claude Anderson told us years ago, if you go back and read his books, he predicted this shit. He said that they were trying to make us the working class. We would be the slaves. We would be the street sweepers, the toilet cleaners, the cotton pickers, the goddamn strawberry pickers, and we would be those people, and we wouldn't be able to raise our heads up to buy a house, a car, or any goddamn thing. You wouldn't be able to
See,
do nothing.
I
And
I
he
would rather
predicted this.
I would rather be able to do that on my own land by not having the government give out all the grants and at when it's time for the farm bill to be passed out, and then tell me that something's wrong with my paperwork. Tell me I got to jump through extra hoops that a white farmer don't have to jump through, and then by the time you go send me through these unnecessary hoops, it's beyond the plant season time. My crops ain't gonna produce on time for the weather. I would rather that. I would rather
Mm-hmm.
that than not being able to get some aid to buy me a tractor to improve my farm so I can keep up with what's going on in the industry. I would rather that. I would rather get
Exactly.
paid my money when you acknowledge that after all these years of doing this to me out of racism, that you pay me the money that the court says you owe me, because it has been
That's
found
right.
to be true in court that this has been going on in history with black farmers. So it ain't like people don't
Yep.
want to do for themselves. They don't want you to do for yourself. They prevent you from doing for yourself.
Exactly.
Oh, excuse me one second.
Exactly.
Retrospect. I'm not clear on what you're saying here. So can you please you hear a lot of rah-rah from the same people about, oh, the white man is this. Did you hear me? You heard me say something about what we didn't do as well. So I guess you didn't hear that. So let me see. Yourself and all of us, but what you gonna do about it, girl? I'm gonna block you. That's what I'm gonna do about it. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Retrospect.
You know what's
Uh,
fucked up about a
retro,
nigga that think like
retrospect.
that?
What I'm gonna do about it? I'm gonna talk about it right now. You go do it. You go do something about it. How do you know what I'm not doing? It takes more than just Ronnie Q to do something when motherfuckers got their heads up in their ass. You go do something. Block this
Damn
retrospect
right.
out of my. I don't have to buy land.
Wow.
I already own land, bitch. The fuck out of my face. Nothing but an old, what you
Hmm.
call interloper. Ain't nothing but old interlope as what you.
Retrospect. Ronnie Q, let me tell you something else. Let me tell y'all. Do y'all know that they pay people to go into these different broadcasts, black broadcasts, and spread dissemination and spread dissension and spread wickedness and bullshit and false information because they want to keep us misinformed. They want to keep us unity. They don't want nothing to do with any of us coming together and thinking any kinds of ways of aligning ourselves with one another. They
Yeah.
pay people to do this shit.
I
So
don't care what they.
maybe that bastard could be one of them, a paid
I,
goddamn agent.
I really don't care if they're a paid agent. What I'm doing is talking about what's going on right now. I don't need nobody to tell
I
me
just wanted to put
about some.
that out there.
I do not need nobody to tell me about shit that I already know. So, like
Come on.
what I'm gonna do, what I can do, and I'm also gonna bring awareness to what I know and what I see. That's what I'm doing.
You know what? You said something earlier, and this comment that you just by PDP, I
Hmm.
love you, PDP, for saying that because it's so true. You know why Denmark Vesey was not successful and why Nat Turner was not successful? Because niggas that was all on the other side, running, telling massa, the plan,
Hmm.
snitching,
Hmm.
and ratting out. That's why they were not successful. That's why they never got as far as they needed to get
Yeah, and that's yeah.
because of the
Either that
bullshit
was
like that.
because of the bullshit like that. See why everybody want to concentrate. Everybody like to see like the bullshit and all that type of stuff. I ain't got nothing against the bullshit. I be talking my shit. I be in on the bullshit too. But at some point, I do have some good sense, and I do have some self awareness about what's really going on around me. At some point, I do know
Right.
that if you think you gonna be able to continue just to go shopping and get food off the shelves and sustain yourself, you in for a rude awakening, and you better learn how to
Yes.
fucking feed yourself, how to motherfucking reseed your crop, and how to motherfucking put away and preserve your motherfucking food. That's what I do
That's
know.
right. And speaking of that, do you know about that apeel chemical that they're putting on the vegetables? Because a lot of us are going vegan, and Kill Gates has partnered with this company. They're putting this stuff on the vegetables because they're trying to kill us, and it is primarily targeted towards black folks, black
And
people. So
very Carrie,
we're
you are.
fighting on all grounds.
Yes, very Carrie, you are so right. My grandmothers, both of them, taught us how to yield the seeds from everything that they grew in their garden. Buying seeds was like no, that's like what buying seeds. Like now you have all the seedless fruit and stuff where you have to every year go back and buy seeds, and they're making even farmers not be able. They have a bill that farmers are not able to harvest the seeds from their own crops anymore. If you do, it's illegal.
Yes,
You must go buy your
yes,
seeds.
yes. That's very true.
Yeah,
Do you know the
it's getting
government
real
went
out
in?
here.
Yes, they went in and they came out with these letters and they told people, all right, we're gonna send some agents around and we're gonna need you guys to kill off all your livestock and we want you to destroy your crops. And so a lot of people went along with it. But those who didn't,
Where is out here?
more agents. Huh?
Where is out here? Where are
I'm
you
talking about in
saying they
Cali.
did this at? Uh-huh.
Did in California, in Illinois, in Pennsylvania, even the Amish community had to deal with this, where they were actually going in and they were seizing land because these people would not go along with these so-called new and improved government standards. It
Mm-hmm.
kill all of your livestock, get rid of your produce, your onions, your potatoes, your bell peppers, and all these things. If you don't get rid of them and use these seeds, we will fine you. That was the first thing. And then those who refused, they sent actual physical people there to oversee the destruction of those crops and the livestock. And then they seized the land. Y'all researchers, I ain't making this stuff up.
Yeah. And so like people are like kind of like out of touch with what's really going on. It's a lot of overt stuff
Mhm.
in our faces that's going on, and I just wanted to talk about it because this stuff is really getting scary out here. But some people so stupid they don't even know that the boogeyman is on their heels.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't even realize
You're
it.
right. You're right. You're
Shoot,
absolutely
I
right. But then they
shoot.
want to make you think you crazy.
hmm And these are not no conspiracies. These are laws that they are putting on the books. These are laws that they putting on the book. Ain't nothing conspiratory about this. These are really facts. So I'm just like wondering, what do you think this influx? How do you think this influx of undocumented workers will? What would this do to our economy?
Have you looked into what's been going on in Los Angeles um with the city council? They had some council members
Yeah.
who
Talk to.
strategically oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, they strategically set out and uh and they blocked certain monies and certain funding to go to different areas of the community, and they were involved in a lot of the gerrymandering because they did not want benefits to go to black communities. They wanted these monies to go
Exactly.
to the so-called Mexican or Hispanic communities, that because they felt like they would lose ground politically, and they would lose ground monetarily as far as their
The
property
perks that
values
come with
and
being in
everything.
office. Yeah, these people
Yes.
don't care about nothing but the perks that they get in being in office, and so they, it's just like really, really unfortunate that we have so many young black people who do not see the value in voting. And you look at the Mexican population, the Hispanic population, they see the value in voting because they are reaping the benefits of their vote. And unfortunately,
Right.
it has come a time, and I'm really kind of sick of I'm sick of these what do you call them, purple Democrats or whatever. They not blue, they red and blue, they
Uh-huh.
more red than blue. I'm really sick of
Right.
them because if you look at Joe Biden, he is like one of the worst, and Gavin Newsom is getting on code with everybody else when it comes to paying reparations to black citizens of California. Yeah,
Gavin
we'll
Newsom
we'll,
don't give a rat's
we'll,
ass about
we'll
black folks.
see. He said he's gonna wait on some committee to come back with their findings. I think that was a long. I think that was a good worded stall to not have to answer what you really think should happen. Because if you want it to happen, make it happen, Captain. So okay. So what I was
Right.
saying was, I think that oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead and say what you was gonna say.
Now I was just you were talking about Gavin Newsom. This here's the bastard who cheated on his wife as he was running for governor the first time. Here's the bastard who is a relative of Nancy Pelosi. Here's a bastard who is connected and don't give a rat's ass about black folk. Don't talk to me about Gavin Newsom. Here's a
Now,
motherfucker that sits up and talk about how he don't want nothing to do with reparations. We don't deserve reparations. I can go on and on and on and on and on about him.
let
He's
me
garbage.
hold on 1 second. This is what I was talking about. Democrats and Republicans. I keep telling you people, Democrats, Republicans are two wings of the same bird. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So, Joe Biden, who was
Yes, yes.
best friends with Strong Thurmond, was this? Yeah, Strong Thurmond, in, the one who was segregationist and a racist, and all of a sudden when he turned
Oh, racist
115,
Strom Thurmond.
when he turned 115, he saw the light and stuff. That wasn't the light you saw. That was the floors of hell opening up and them flames finna pop in your old ass. But anyway, so we're to believe that Joe Biden is the best, the one who wrote the crime bill that has that helped write the crime bill. Yeah, that Clinton passed that has so many of our black people locked up for far longer time for things that they used to get less time for. So what is the problem with people not being able to look and see any good progressive candidates? Yeah, I was talking about the purple Democrats because at this point, we we have seen people vote actually for Donald Trump. They always come out when somebody come and say, "Yeah, we can get health care for all. Yes, we can get universal health insurance." They people like, and then you get the other side coming out. Well, that means they're gonna have death panels, and that means that people are not gonna be able to see their doctor, choose their doctors, this, that, and the other. It's health insurance, not health care. That's what he's insurance. That means the payment to get your health care. So now you have so many people who see. I think that's another thing of dumbing down Americans. They said that the average, overall average, about on average, Americans read at a sixth grade level. So I think that's the dumbing down of the American people. See, everything so much priority is put on money. So much money is put on profits that they refuse to put money into regular schools. Everybody want to push these for-profit charter schools and things like that. And so your regular elementary school is just fall by the wayside because they're taking so much money out of education and stuff. And it's just like absurd what is going on. They just do any type of thing, and they like to act like they care about children so much. They don't give a shit about your child. They just looking for ways to make individuals that pay them for their campaigns profitable, that lobby them for things that are going to make them
These
rich.
lobbyists.
This is what our government has turned into, and it's like it's in your face. It's blatantly in your face, and it's to your own detriment. I mean, it's just like
Yes.
crazy what's going on out here, in my opinion. It's just
It makes
crazy.
you feel like if you weren't a strong uh faithful person and has such a strong belief in God, it would make you feel like the devil is winning. It really would.
It
It's
really would.
like everywhere you look, because every damn where you look, you feel like the devil is running rampant. He winning the doggone war. Sometimes I feel like that, but I have to tell myself, we already know what the outcome is gonna be. Well, I have to say to myself, I already know who the real winner is. And I stand on that. And that's what keeps me going. You look at these schools, you look at these workplaces, you look at the laws that are coming, everything that's on the bottom is now on the top. It's just
Mm-hmm.
crazy. It makes you think that he's winning. He's not. And the more he loses, the stronger he's going to come at us. And the stronger our resolve has to be. The stronger our resolve has to be. We cannot fold. We gotta stand strong. These laws, these politicians, these doggone actors and actresses and musicians, these people are of the devil. And they don't want nothing but evil for us.
Yeah, and
Evil
that's what I
and
was talking about.
destruction.
That's what I was talking about. Truth and Reason, the voucher system too, for all these charter schools and things like that, as opposed to putting money in
Yep.
our public education system. You have some elected officials who actually want to do away with the what is it? Not the Board of Education, the Department of Education. Yeah, want to do away with the Department of Education.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So the states can do whatever they want. Everybody want to call these
Yes.
states' rights. It's only states' right if there's not a head at the federal government to do it. So then they will let these people sit up here in these states dictate what's going to go on with your child's education. And I don't know if you people do not know that under the Constitution, the states do not have to provide school for your children at all. I don't know if everybody know that. So
Yes.
you got people
Yes.
championing for the Department of Education to be abolished and to send it to the states who do not have any obligation under the Constitution to offer a school for your kids at all. So it's kind of like you see children in Africa and other foreign lands having to pay to go to school and wear their uniform, and then other children who can't afford to go to school. See, that's what they're pushing for. If you pay attention, if you connect the dots, if you take a chance to breathe and be like, well, what we do, you got to know something. You got to know something to understand what we dealing with, what we up against, what they're trying to push. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're absolutely right. And these, if you read between the lines, as you said, it is all by design, and it's a method to separate the rich from the poor, and that gap is
Exactly.
getting wider and wider as we live and breathe. It's getting wider and wider. That's what it is. You
Mhm.
mean to tell me I'm gonna have to pay my taxes, and and I can't have no kind of deciding factor. There's no inclusivity for me to say, well, I don't want this for my child, I don't want that. um I have to just keep paying my taxes so that you rich John Q public can do whatever the hell you want to do. You can shove that stick further up my ass and destroy my rectum. I ain't got no say so on it. But now you want me to pay for tuition.
Mhm.
There's no, if you keep on going down this road, there's not going to be a public education. It's going to all be paid education.
That's my point, and that is exactly my point. And people got to put this shit together. And somebody said that's why we have to. It's our responsibility to teach their own history in America. I think more than history in America has to be taught on its own, but not enough people want to give back, put their hand back. Like if you were on Lady Nika's channel today, you had somebody come up there who only wants to have a reason or try to put themselves in a position to look down on other black people. So until people like that get tapped on the ass by reality, no, too many people only care about selves nowadays. So there's going to have to be some type of willingness among amongst our society, amongst ourselves, some type of dedication amongst ourselves, because there is a young black dude who has surpassed anybody in history of the dollar amount of scholarships to colleges that he received. And they were talking about it on a news broadcast. I forget, he got $180 million worth of scholarships. I don't quote me the amount. It's over $100 million in scholarships to go to any school that he want. And he applied to many schools. And then one of the commentators who was not black said, well, it's a shame that he clogged up the system applying to so many schools. He can only go to one school. He has the freedom to go to any school that he wants to. The first step
Damn right.
getting to go to the school is applying to the school. Don't hate him because he has the freedom to apply to any school in the United States or abroad that he chooses to. That is his choice. That is his right.
That's
But
right.
you acting like, oh, he's taking something from somebody for applying to any school that he may be considering. That's the only thing that he had to add to the story, not the greatness
You
of
know,
of.
these clowns always come up with some kind of reason as to why we should not uh, revel in our success. They always want to sit back and criticize. If you discover a cure for diabetes, well, it's a shame that that person spent all that time working on a cure for diabetes when
Well,
they got
cancer
five
is more
children at
deadly.
home. And
Well, cancer is
yeah,
more deadly. So that how come they didn't work on cancer? Because it's a more
yes,
yeah, yeah. I understand what you're saying. Now, PDP said
they
one thing good
always
about
got something to say.
the pandemic. It did force us to have to homeschool our own kids, and we need to continue that. I do agree. I do agree. I think that education needs to be we need to rethink and re-evolve education because it's like so much that they're not teaching the children to be to compete our kids cannot compete so
Ronnie, let me say this. It's two things that we need to get back to. When my mother and father was growing up, and I was able to bear witness to this as a little girl. Um, our people, we had our own businesses. Back in the day, we didn't go to the bank for loans because we automatically knew we was gonna be denied. So what did we do? Those of us that had loaned, and we loaned to those that did not have. And we vetted each other out. And we were okay, so and so gonna pay me back my money. I ain't gotta worry about that. We would go up and go, well, I'm gonna buy the house, and now you gonna pay me back. And that's how we was able to build our communities. I'm gonna
well
go and pay your tuition and you pay me back. We need to get
mhm,
back to that. And then the other thing
mhm,
that we did, we had our own teachers, we had our own doctors and nurses, and we had our own educators and pastors, and we had our own everything. And
yes
and we didn't rely on nobody because
community
we knew we was gonna be shut out. We knew this,
community
and
and
knowing it,
see and
yeah,
see that's what we have gotten away from. Everybody want to be, oh, I'm better than you, I'm more elitist than you, I go over here to get my stuff. Oh, you don't know nothing about this, you don't know nothing about that, while you giving your person to somebody who would never give their money to you, who
yep,
would never
yep.
shop with your people, only shop with their own people. But you feel like you so elitist because you can go shop with them who ain't giving nothing back to you or
And
yours.
they ain't giving you nothing. And you know what the beauty of what we had? I remember my mother and father and the people in that generation, they were all business owners. And my generation, we all work for somebody. You know what I'm saying? So what I was able to see was that the money that we had in our community when I was growing up, it stayed there. And I
Yeah.
went back, I was like, dang, I was looking at all the Black Wall Streets.
Hold
And
on.
I said,
Hold on one
uh-huh.
second. Go ahead, Black Wall Street. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so what I learned from Black Wall Street was that the dollar, $1 bill in that community stayed in that community for 3 years.
As it
You
should.
know what that says? It says that $1 bill stayed in that community for 3 years. You never had to look outside your community for a fuck thing. You didn't need no doctor, no nurse, no teacher, no pastor. You didn't need no construction worker. You didn't need nobody to do nothing because everybody that was doing anything looked like you.
Now, I'm going to
And
talk
all,
about. Wait a minute. Hold on one second.
uh-huh.
PDP said something that I want to address. Kids now don't even learn the basics of how to live day by day, washing their clothes, cook a meal, change the oil, change a tire. And then he also said that somebody 300 said that, yeah, I see that young black men who got a, oh, okay, wait a minute. No. This is the one I want. You absolutely right.
Mhm.
Young black boys don't know how to do simple mechanics on a car, like even jump start a car. Don't even know where to put the jumper cables on the car. Asking which one goes where. You're exactly right.
That is so true. I just had that experience this
A
last
lot
weekend.
of how many people, how many young kids, young boys, young whatever you see are out in public still got sleep in their eyes. They have not even been taught to wash their faces and brush their teeth before they come out of the house. Not even young, not even so young guys. Oh, you see people in their 20s coming out like that. I mean, just general freaking stuff that you should be taught, that you should learn.
Hmm.
But since they giving you drugs and shit, you fucking passed out, and you slipping on this type of shit that you should be doing. So it's like it's time to wake up and face the reality. See, the drugs is taking you out of the reality. They giving you a sense of ease and comfort, and you not really looking and seeing at the reality that you living in. So maybe you'll try to fucking change your reality, because nobody's coming to change it for you. Okay, hold on. I got somebody else coming up. I'm enjoying this conversation.
This is
Okay.
so good. It's so good.
A snack a meal, that's you?
Yeah, girl.
I'm gonna give you a water pill. What's going on?
Why you do that? Ooh wee. That congestive heart failure is really real.
So when I come up, I got to be ham hock, right?
We eating. We eating.
I'm
Dude,
sorry.
people
Our
survive
greens
for
and
decades
seasons
off of
over
ham
here.
hock.
Our greens and season over here, apparently.
What's going on?
Ronnie Q, I can't stand you. Okay, I like you before I hit the link. Now I'm not too sure. Um, no, I was just coming in to add to the dialogue because it's so great. Like, this is a good live. Ronnie Q, you give the best lives. Okay.
Thank you.
And this is good. This is good.
Thank you.
It's really good. It's really good. I think that when I was trying to hit the link before, I can't remember. It was like a point that I want to hit. I can't remember it now because it's been a time since
we were on the topic.
Yeah, since we were on the topic. So y'all keep going and I will jump in. But who is this
Now, 300. This is. I swear to God. I think about segregation, and I think about the integration, and that is like one of the biggest blessings to white America, because they have reaped the benefits of all the black dollars that stayed in the black community at our own detriment. And I definitely understand why Dr. King felt that way in hindsight.
I totally agree.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I do.
She's a troll. Don't pay her no mind. Yeah, and you notice that they were able to stop their student loan forgiveness so quickly, with the quickness. No, they want to saddle you with debt. Yes, they definitely do. Okay, but go ahead.
But all of that debt, right? All of that student loan debt. So all of these schools are like, yo, we can you can get this degree, that degree, all of these degrees, and you can't even use them.
Uh-huh.
You can't use them, and you like, and now, but you got to pay the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, like thousands and thousands of dollars. Like this, so expensive. They need to now. Joe Biden said that he would eliminate some of that student loan debt, right? Did he say that, or was I dreaming?
But they held it up because somebody is suing against it, and the Supreme Court most likely will be the one who's ruling on that. Yeah. Yeah, he signed it into law, but somebody's suing for it. So therefore, they quickly stopped that. They can't do nothing else but nothing else with the quickness. Donald Trump been investigated for going on 3 years now about the crimes that he did before and during the White House. But this the investigations are still going on after 2 years. But you talk about relieving the American people with off of this debt that they have other than their homes. No, they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna stop that real quick. It don't take that long to do nothing about that. It don't take that long to
Yeah,
put that in the courts.
yeah, and I do agree that a lot of our debt is student loan debt. You can't move further. Like, you tried to be smarter. You tried to uplift your life and do all this other kind of stuff. So you got all this debt
And
that you can't, for degrees that you can't use, right?
yeah, and like PDP saying, we need to steer our kids more towards vocational careers in schools
Right.
because you always need plumbers, electricians, and carpenters. And plumbers, electricians, and carpenters are seeing a sunset with this next generation of people who are retiring. They don't believe, so there go and uh okay, so there go our workforce is going to be retiring out and nobody to replace them. But they just brought a whole troop of Mexicans over here. They just going to be letting in a whole lot of Mexicans, and I guess those are now going to be the jobs that nobody want because plumbers and electricians are making bank. If you are a
Right. They are.
certified plumber and electrician, you living fat, you are living well, you are
Right.
in the
Right.
middle class. Now, if you a shade tree plumber and electrician, you squeaking by. But if you are a certified electrician, putting electric, I have a cousin who is a certified electrician who
Mm-hmm.
who is working in high rises. I have another cousin who is a certified steel worker who has been putting high rises together. They make good freaking money. Welders, underground welders make good
But
freaking
my
money.
thing, so,
Everybody is not meant to go to college in
so
the
my
first
thing,
place.
Ronnie Q, is that when our people came over here, right? They had seeds braided up in their hair. They bought food over here, right?
Uh-huh.
We, like, literally put it in the ground and it grew. So things have changed because now we got the what do they call the engineers and everything messing with the plants and everything like that, right?
Mhm.
So you can have, so if I'm a plumber, right? I know how to work tools. I know how to fix toilets and pipes and all this stuff. And I teach my son. So technically, he's a plumber. But because he doesn't have the certification, he can't call himself a plumber.
No, you have to have a certification to get
You
But
have to have
that's
a
the
certificate,
the,
right?
the
idea.
contract. To get the
Right, right,
contract.
right. You
So
have to have a
so
certification, right? And so,
so
but you have people that come from other places that have plumbing companies, and you just give them the contracts.
exactly. That's true. That's true. But the
Yep.
thing is that you're gonna have to make your way. You're gonna have to learn how to play the freaking game. And
Why is it always harder for
no,
us though?
no. What?
Is
Why
the
is it?
is the issue?
Because we always, oh, you need to go to college. You know, need to go to college. Your
Mm-mm,
kid ain't can't
mm-mm.
even get a C passing grade. So and then so people say like college is the only way out. They don't tell you that these other jobs are a way out. They don't tell you that you
Right.
can walk in the door. See, a lot of people don't even know what you can walk in the door making
Hmm.
at these jobs. People looking at these
Right.
low end, low wage
They look
call
down.
center,
They look down on the jobs that are the
food
most
jobs or
fruitful.
whatever, and they like, oh well, I guess I got to do this forever because nobody has told them that once you walk in the door in this career, you are going to be making money.
Now, Ronnie Q, let me tell you something, right?
Ronnie Q.
I went to school, right? I got my degrees and all that kind of stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
In my field, I went to look for a job, right? So now I have thousands of dollars in debt, right, for
Hmm.
this job, for this field, right? These people wanted a bachelor's degree, 4 years of experience to make $9.50 an hour.
Oh, that crazy. That crazy.
Crazy as hell. I don't work, like, I have a degree, but I don't work in that field because I'm like, y'all crazy as hell. Y'all want people to do absolutely the most to get the least. So when you look at the trades, right? The plumbing, the electricians, so all of that kind of stuff. And I have a lot of friends that have like landscaping companies, electrician companies.
Landscaping.
They
Yes.
open their own companies, roofing, all of that, right?
It's big money in
It
landscaping company.
is.
You can work from,
Mm-hmm.
you can work at homes, you can work at
Yep.
apartment building, you can work at businesses, you can work
Yep.
at corporations doing
Yep.
landscaping. Do
Yep.
you
Mm-hmm.
man, please?
Yep.
And that, yeah, so many people look down on mowing the lawn and stuff, like don't even. I remember when I was growing up, that was the thing with men. That was the thing with all the men on our block. Whose
Mm-hmm.
yard looked the nicest? Make sure ain't nothing in the
Mm-hmm.
yard. The grass got a
Mm-hmm.
weed in it. They out there weeding. They took care of it. These
Mm-hmm.
young people don't even respect grass enough not to just walk on it in the path, park their cars on it, all type of dumb shit. When they could be making
You're
money. I
so
mean, just
right.
dumb shit.
Right, right, right. You're right. You're
You
right. I
know,
have
let me tell
friends
y'all
that.
something.
Uh-huh.
I got 3 degrees, 3 degrees, two
Mm-hmm.
masters. And let me tell
Mm-hmm.
you something. My cousin is a plumber in Kansas City. He would make way more money than me. Way
Mm-hmm.
more. He a
Mm-hmm.
plumber.
Wow.
And so everybody, college ain't meant for everybody.
It's
All
not.
No,
this,
it's not.
oh, you need to go to the university and you need to get this degree. And da, 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 da. It ain't nothing but indoctrination as far as I'm concerned, because I did it 3 times.
But
Mm-hmm.
it
All
sounds
it
nice.
is the indoctrination.
But it
You
sounds
Yes.
can
nice.
go wherever you need to go and learn a trade. You ain't got to sit in nobody's university.
And be your own boss.
Right,
Be
right.
your
That's
own boss,
right.
or you
Because
work for
when you
somebody
come
who's getting
home,
some
when you
good
come home,
contracts.
when you come home at the end of the day, you're faced with your life, right?
Right.
You're faced with your life. This is what you have. You can have, like, we know some people now. I ain't being shady because I'm not a shady person. Maybe I am. We don't know. But you have people that have 11 and 50, 11 degrees just all on the wall. It's a beautiful wall full of degrees, right? But how do all of these degrees help you?
You gotta close.
Nobody,
I gotta go to Uber. I gotta pick up these people. I got to sing
nobody's
for the white folks
right,
this Labor Day. I
right.
hit the
Nobody's
cash app.
hiring
Hit the
you.
cash app.
Nobody's hiring you. Nobody's entertaining you, right? You interviewing, you can't get right, and then the minute you get right, somebody from YouTube gonna call the people and tell the people why you shouldn't be there. So now you're
What
back,
you doing on YouTube and talking crazy on YouTube and all this type of stuff, and
and
then
you're
and
back to
then
square one.
the grinder app going off on you, and then you're trying to pray for somebody on YouTube. Like, I mean,
Right.
yeah, you should get on that ample belly. Oh, well, it's flat now. You can get on them ample tits and go down there and climb up under a house and fix a sink or
Not the
something.
apple. But you know what I'm saying, right?
I'm getting ready to go
So
up
your
there.
degrees, what I was saying is your degrees don't always get you through the door because you still gotta you still gotta interview, you still gotta impress people, you still gotta know. And then even with your degrees, you gotta have experience. Where you gonna get it from? I just got my degree. Where I'm gonna get my experience from? So you can't really sometimes you can't really make the money with the degrees. Sometimes you can do it better with the trades because when you do the trades, you get people that you intern with, you go out there and work, you have some experience, you get a little portfolio, boom.
Let me say
Here we
this.
go.
Okay, this coming up here. I still preach college to my nieces and nephews. It's a great transition into adulthood, and the network I made from college is unmeasurable. Okay, so we're talking about the fact that you can preach college to your nieces and nephews, but college is not for everyone. This is we transitioned from that. See, college is not for everyone, and everyone is not going to succeed in college.
Exactly.
So therefore, we need to
Yes.
also preach other valuable options to our children as opposed to thinking that college is the only way. And we're also discussing how the fact that so many people have actually gone to college and are still underemployed or not making the money that their college degree you would think would garner them. So yeah, we've discussed that.
Exactly.
We can preach a whole lot of things to our people, but going to college also is a part of many of these trade classes too. They have to some of these trades you have to have math classes. You have to some of these trade colleges you cannot get into the field. Like I know for welding for sure, you have to have certain amount of math, certain amount of English, math, and uh some other civics or something, some other equivalent. So
Yeah.
they are in school as well. So I'm
But
not
Rennie,
frowning on any career that is going to make you a valuable living, and college is not the only way. That's our
but
point.
Ronnie, so one part that I think that you're missing in that statement is the network. If you don't have the network, if you don't know people who are in places that can help you, that can take your resume and say, I got you, baby, you might not make it.
That's true. And
It's
and
the
and
network
see,
part of
Girl,
that
you better say
conversation.
it again.
that's true.
You
It's
That's
the
better
true.
say
network
it
part
again.
about that conversation, honey.
Is
So,
very
And you
true.
know
And
what? I can speak personally on that.
mm-hmm,
Before my son, I talked my son into going to medical school. He had a master's in chemistry, and he was
mm-hmm,
working at this big company in St. Louis.
mm-hmm,
And so this girl pops in out of high school, but because she was the neighbor of one of the managers, this girl had a
mm-hmm.
high school diploma and was working in a supervisory position. She wasn't a chemist. She wasn't a chemist. She was a high school graduate
But she
making
had the
six
network.
figures because
Baby,
she
it's
knew
not it's
she
not
was
what you
the
know, it's who
neighbor.
you know. A lot of
Yes, it's
times
who you know.
it's
Yes,
not what you know, it's who you know. Exactly. So
it's
so
who
for
you
the
know.
person that said that let me see, it was Demon's O, right? Okay, so the network, right? When you have a network, there's a thing called nepotism. Has anybody heard of that? Has
Um.
anybody ever heard of nepotism? And Demon
Okay,
So
now
I'm
you
not
finna
coming
go
for
on. I'll
you,
talk about these
baby,
Filipino nurses that I work with.
baby. Demon So I'm not coming for you, but I'm just using one word out of your statement that was network, right? A lot of times nepotism is a network, or a network, your network might be nepotism. I have a nephew, I have a cousin, I have a sister, I have a friend that is in a field that I'm in a field and I have authority over, right?
I have a soror.
Right, a soror or
Yep.
anything.
My
I have
Yep.
father,
somebody who's plugged
my
in.
auntie, my
I can get
father.
you in.
Yes.
Exactly. Hmm.
How
Nepotism
about
is
you
And it
real
have a
happens
prevalent.
all
whole
the time.
network of
It happens all the
cousins that
time.
they don't do nothing but bring each other in and train each other to do the job and promote one another, while all the other people that are working like dogs around them are
Hmm.
overlooked because that nepotism is so strong. They
Hmm.
lift and raise each other up,
Hmm.
and
That hold
those
on.
are the ones who really benefit.
So that wasn't Demon So said something about networking. That was somebody else. She said that
Okay,
she
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Demon. So I don't want no smoke, girl. I don't. But let me tell you an interesting. Let me tell you an interesting story about nepotism. I'll never forget it. Right when I lived in Atlanta, because I moved out of Atlanta. Let's see, this is 2023, probably about 2.5 years ago, right? So when I lived in Atlanta, Shirley Franklin was the mayor, right? when I first got there, and she gave everybody jobs. It was a nepotism situation. Like, I know you my friend, you, baby. She gave her sister's boyfriend a job over the Department of Education, right? Dude had no idea of what he was doing. She told him, when you go in there and the people say stuff, just say yes, just agree and leave the meeting. I mean, he didn't know anything, but she gave him a job. So at one point in time, somebody needed $1,500. It might have been her sister or him or somebody. And she didn't give it. And baby, they blew her bag up. They told on everything. He wasn't even. I think that the sister broke up with the boyfriend. The sister needed $1,500. Shirley said no, and then the sister went and told everybody. He wasn't qualified for the job because she was broke up with him, right? So she didn't care. Sound like 7 stars. She
Well,
didn't care.
that's sort of like the Kwame Brown situation as well. You
Mm-hmm.
know, him putting his friends and his chief of staff was his woman
Mm-hmm.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and that's what brought him down. But what Miss O said, that people should look for debt free options, you know, to further their careers and stuff, as opposed to getting in debt. And because
Right.
somebody said that he had a friend, I think it was PDP or 300, said they had a friend that got a degree in philosophy, and then after they got out of school, they didn't know how they was going to pay for school. So yeah, it's like, you have to make real critical choices.
Oh,
Oh,
right, Q.
he
Thank you
better
so
know
much for
who went to
redirecting the
Harvard
conversation,
and
Q.
had a degree in philosophy and had
Mm-hmm.
no idea what she was going to do with her life and pay off those loans. Philosophy. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it's it's really interesting. Like, I think that more people should look into careers or trades and things like that, because like I'm saying, this generation of plumbers and electricians are looking to be grandfathered out with the retirement of this generation of plumbers and electricians. So, it's great money to be made in those fields. So I think that we really need to, start looking at that stuff, and then like really trying to get out of debt, as opposed to um, just buying things to fulfill the awe of other people. I think we really
Yeah.
need to look into, what are we going to do to be debt free? That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because how much stuff are we buying for us, or that we need, or that we really want or desire? Or a lot of people don't even buy what they need; they just buy things that they desire. It needs to be a whole like transformation in thought going ahead. Is my opinion.
Because I think that we gain that, like, when we get it, we're excited, and then we lose interest,
Hmm.
and that includes schools. That includes schools as well. Student loan debt. We have, like, we can get it, we can go, and then we may lose interest in it, and but you still have the debt, and that
Yeah.
debt lingers.
It's an interesting conversation. Y'all just brought to mind something I've been thinking about. I know back in the day, I've been doing a lot of reading, and not that we all don't read, because we do. Um, y'all remember when back in the day, black folks um would do things just because they had a trade or a talent. And it
Hmm.
wasn't that you had to be certified in it. You just
Hmm.
knew it. It was something that came to you naturally. It was a
Mm-hmm.
gift.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And you could be the today what would be considered a horticulturalist. You know how to do the flowers, you could do the grass, you could do the yard, you could do all that.
Hmm.
Or you was the person that knew how to lay the chat and make somebody's driveway look really nice. Or
Right.
Mm-hmm.
you was the person that could add a room on to the house. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Well,
Yes.
what they
Yes.
did was they they created these programs to make people have to have certifications
Have
because
to.
we utilized stuff like that and made our own businesses. We were our own. We were self-employed with our talent.
What is your name? Because I can't see it on the thing.
Oh, me?
Amala.
Yeah. Amala, thank you. Thank you so much. Because that is a thing. Like, why are we paying for certifications for natural talents? Why are we?
It was meant to weed us out.
Girl,
it was meant because we were so strong.
It's a way to make money.
Go ahead, sister. I don't want to cut you off.
Listen, people have natural talents for some things. I don't feel like you should have to pay to get a certification for a natural talent, right? I don't feel like that. Like, I have been, now, me, myself, I've been a hairdresser for over 20 years, right? You have people that braid hair. They have a natural talent for braiding hair. I have seen people being locked up for braiding hair and not getting a license, right?
Because they want you to go to 16, 1800 hours of cosmetology school that does not teach you anything
does
about.
not teach braiding hair. A lot of
That's what I was about to say.
They
don't teach you
it.
useless. They teach you useless things about doing relaxers, perms, permanent waves, hair cutting, things that you don't need or want, but you will be paying an institution, and most likely you will have to get a student loan to pay that institution.
Absolutely. So why am I paying a student loan if all I'm gonna do is braid hair that my mama taught me how to braid? My mom taught me how to braid hair.
That's the caveat, but you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to do something. As far as this conversation here and now, I'm just talking about solutions to what we see going on that is the problem. And like, I know, like, some people who, you have your beauticians who just rent out a suite, buildings that rent out suite for different concentrations of art, what people do. Somebody may
for whatever they specialize in, right?
They are artists. Somebody may rent a suite,
right?
And they make wines or whatever else. Black people are going to have to start getting back in contact with each other and making it work for ourselves together. See, because we are so far removed from that, and with this that's coming on, with all these immigrants being accepted into the country, and given an easy way to even get jobs, keep jobs, and be guaranteed not to be deported, which was my initial conversation. See, what that is disenfranchising more Black people, and we're gonna have to stop relying. In my opinion, we're gonna have to stop acting like being high and drunk all the time is such a cool thing. We're gonna have to stop acting like Molly and Serb, all this shit is something that's real cool, because it's easy for a millionaire to come out and wave this shit all around and stuff, like, with no care in the world, because you got millions of dollars. You shouldn't have a care in the world. But a motherfucker sitting on his mama's couch, or his mama then kicked him out, now he couch surfing on his friend's house, thinking he a rapper and could drink Molly and do all these drugs and shit, or smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day is an expense. So what the fuck? Most jobs you get, you cannot have marijuana in your system. So why is everybody everybody do this? Well, should everybody be doing this? Okay, everybody may be doing it, but they got a dispensary. Okay, so they got a dispensary here and there, and you don't have enough within yourself to know that if you have this in your system, you're not going to get a job. So it's more important that you can say, like, oh, everybody doing it, it's everywhere. But motherfucker, these are motherfuckers who ain't got to take no drug test to get no jobs.
Now, Ronnie Q, I will say, now in my time in Atlanta, right, I have seen shopping centers, right? You have shopping centers that may be all Indian, that may be all Hispanic, right?
All Korean.
All Korean. Girl, you been to Atlanta? Listen,
I've been to LA.
LA. Okay, so they have them in LA too, right? Where everything they need are in this shopping center, right?
Everything. Everything.
Girl, so okay, feel me on this, right? You have a
Ronnie,
passport
tell
place,
your inner black sister everything.
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 everything. You
Everything.
got you got your passport place where you can get your IDs, your passports, everything. You have
Hmm.
food places. You have
You can get your luggage. You can get your
you get
clothes. You can get
your maternity. You
everything.
have a place. Look, they have places that say not Western Union, but Eastern Union in some of
Mm.
these places, right? In some of these places. So you have places to do everything that you need to do. Why we don't have those places?
Because we don't spend our money with each
Not
other.
finna let you say
Where
that,
are
my
our
sister.
shopping
We
I
centers that
love you.
say
I
where
love
are
you
they?
because you look
Tell
like
me.
me, but I ain't finna
Where
let
they
you
at?
say it.
Where they at? Where are they?
Stop
Where
it.
are they?
They got them all
see,
over Nigeria. They got them all over Africa. They got
No,
them all
no,
over
we're
New
not
York. They
talking
got them
about
all over
Nigeria. We're talking
Houston.
about United States.
Girl,
We
We're
no.
ain't
talking
talking
about the
about
New
United
we're
States.
York,
not talking about the Africans
No,
Houston,
because the
no,
Africans have their
Florida.
places too.
no, that's
I'm
not
talking
No,
about
true.
you
African
no, I ain't
Americans.
talking about that. No, I'm not
What are you
talking. I'm
talking
talking about
about?
what we got. Listen, listen. You remember that man named Lenny on Good Times? And he would come in and he would have
Oh,
this coat,
girl.
right?
My
Girl,
name
Lenny would
is
come in there,
Lynette.
baby. Lenny had everything you need. He had
But
toothbrushes.
Lenny is
He had
fictional.
Yeah,
Lenny
but
is
No,
no.
fictional
Lenny was
though.
real. He ain't fictional. Lenny was real.
Where he at? So
My
where is he
name
at
is
in my
Lenny.
community?
Well,
But
Lenny ain't fictional in St. Louis, baby. All you gotta do is go in a beauty shop and sit down, get your hair done. Here come the donut man. They come to you. Here
Mm-mm.
come the here
It's
come the
not the
man that's
same,
got
but
the
it's
no, no,
not the
no.
same
We're not
thing though,
talking about
sis.
that
It's
though.
not the
That's
same
it
thing.
is the
It's
see.
same
not the
No,
same
thing.
thing.
no, no. It's not.
Listen,
No, no.
Mm-mm. It's not the
Hold
same
on.
thing.
but you
Let's get some
talking
order here.
about a
No, no,
complex.
no, no. Hold on. One
But
second.
wait,
One
you won't
second.
let me finish. Let me
One second.
finish.
Well, because I don't want to. Go
No,
ahead.
Ronnie,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
And I'm a rebut you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So here's what I want to say. There are places like this that exist within our communities. Go into Chicago. Go into New York. Go into
Mm-mm.
Houston. Go into St. Louis. There are
But what are
there
you
are
saying?
whole complexes.
Mm-mm.
Of
Wait a
what?
minute.
Go ahead. Hurry
Whole
up.
complexes where you can go, and most of these places are black owned. You can get your hair care supplies. You can get see to dentists. You can see and I'm speaking about St. Louis right now, and they're even in Chicago. You can see somebody like a quick care specialist. You can see somebody that does your nails. And these are black owned business. It's like a one-stop shop. All you gotta do is get a bus, get there, or drive your car and get there.
I didn't
So
hear
we
anything.
have them.
No,
It's
no, no,
just
no, no.
not. It may not be a whole lot of them. You know
But
what I'm
it's not.
saying?
No,
We're
it's not what.
out there.
Hold on. Excuse me. Hold on. Hold on. It's not what she was saying. You're comparing something different. You're talking about nails and something else. We're talking about like going to Costco. We don't have our own Costco where we can get everything we need that is black
Oh,
owned.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
I owe you a huge
yes.
apology. I'm
That's what
sorry, sister.
she's talking about. That type of place where
Yeah,
it's all
they have
Asian and it's
Okay.
like they get everything they
like
need.
they
And
have
I
So
have
that's
to
what
markets.
I'm
agree with her
They
on
have
that.
markets where everything you
She's
need
right.
is inside
saying.
the market. Like it's crazy. Or shopping centers where everything you need is in the shopping center. Like literally, if you speak one language, right? Girl, because let me tell you, I went to one of them places and I wanted to eat, and they told me no. Okay, because they only deal with their people, but they have, yes, they have several. Like when I was in Atlanta, they had several markets set up where it was their thing, right? And so I was like,
You
well,
know
where is
what?
our
It's a
thing?
place like that in Napa, y'all.
Where
You
is
right.
our thing?
I owe you a huge apology. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, girl. Girl,
But
it's
you
okay
right.
because you didn't understand what I was saying, and I think that Ronnie Q really broke it down,
I
right?
think I picked. Yeah, but that's okay. I got 2 ears and
It's
one
good.
mouth.
It's good. We good.
Keep
We good.
going. Keep
We
going.
good. But the thing is that, like, when we try to set our stuff up, our stuff comes up and falls down. Where these people, girl, their stuff sits up and it stays. It stays up. Like, the people know where to go to get like important stuff, passports and stuff. How y'all over here getting passports?
Oh, now hold on. I want to talk about this as well. Okay, so the black media and celebrity showcase European brands. Now, I don't even really know where the black media is. What has happened to the black media? That is something else that we need to really examine because what was that? BET was bought by
We don't have any black media
yeah, we
anymore.
don't have any black media. Essence and Ebony
And
was
Jet
bought
and everybody.
by and Jet was bought by oh God, I forget. Yeah, there is no
It's not
black
what
media.
Viva. It's the same people that own MTV.
Fox- Okay, so now
Yeah.
also now there's that Byron Allen where he was going to court to sue because they wouldn't let his media brand be on many on all cable shows. They wouldn't carry his network on cable shows, and he lost that suit as well because he still won't be able to carry it. You know, they said
That
Bill
clown
Cosby.
couldn't even marry a sister. I didn't even think about
Hold
that.
on, hold on, hold on. So they said Bill Cosby tried to buy NBC. So that's what turned around and got his son killed by the Russian allegedly. So that so they do not want any black media. Black media used to be the cornerstone and the marching point of getting information about what was important to black Americans out there to easily have us unite behind anything that was important to us. So therefore, the black media has totally been bought out and destroyed. You got Roland Martin as presenting a news show coming up here with all these clown clothes on and everything, trying to look hip and cool, wearing all this inappropriate clothing. So who is going to take us seriously? You're reporting on serious news shows and you trying to look like you still in college, like you some retrograde or some shit like that. Who's going to take us seriously?
You know what, Ronnie Q? I want everybody, including you, because I used to do radio speaking as a teenager. I want y'all to Google how many radio stations, how many networks are black owned. It used to be so many. And that was our outlet for getting our information to each other. That was our outlet
Exactly.
for educating one another. So we don't
Hmm.
have, I would be willing to bet, y'all, guess what? If you
What?
find three, call me a bastard.
The
You got
only
Byron.
one,
They
Okay, you
all
got.
have been sold.
the
Hold
only
on.
one I can
One at
think
a
of
time.
is PD1.
I'ma need
That's it.
y'all.
One is
Oh,
TV One
wait.
black owned though?
I'ma need y'all to
Let me
find
Google.
PD1. Now
a
TD1 was
black-owned
black owned. I don't know if
network.
it is today, but it was black
No, it
owned.
is
TD1.
not. It is not.
It's not. Oh my god.
TV1 is not black owned. I'm gonna need y'all to
So
research
I'm at
the
zero.
black cave.
TV One is owned by
Find
Urban One.
all the radio
Excuse me.
stations
Hold
that
on.
are
Hold
black
on. Hold
owned.
on. Excuse me. Excuse me. One at a time.
Mm-hmm.
TV One is solely owned by Urban One, the largest multimedia company in the country, primarily targeting black and urban and millennial audiences. I don't know if it's black owned though. Who is Media One owned by?
It is not black owned. Trust me. Yeah, go in
Okay.
and research that name, that company. We don't have many black-owned media out here.
No.
All of our
Oh, oh.
airwaves are borrowed. Everything that we do is word of mouth, and our word of mouth is powerful, and we need to utilize it more often.
Okay, well,
So,
I don't know about TV
um,
One. I can't readily find if it's black owned or not. Urban One. It's the
you,
owner is
I'm
Urban
gonna
One.
have to
That's
hit
who
you
the
up,
owner
sister,
is.
and I'll send you some information. But it's not black owned, not anymore. The NAACP ain't even black owned.
The NAACP
So
in San Francisco. The NAACP in San
now that's a whole
Francisco.
nother thing. I wasn't.
Excuse me. I'm talking. The NAA in San Francisco has come out against giving San Francisco residents reparations. Did you know that?
Now that's crazy.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that,
That
and
is
I'm
It is.
crazy. Oh
sorry.
my
I don't want
god.
to be speaking over anybody.
That's okay. I was just letting you know I was in the middle of it. So I was just like, excuse me. So yeah, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I just wanted to when you
No,
brought up
don't
the
say excuse me.
because
We tell
I
people
be
to shut
having
up. This is
no
your house.
because I have a brain fart and I forget what the heck I was talking about.
I'm over here shaking my head.
That's
I'm
why I
just
love
like,
you so much, because
wow.
you so doggone smart. You with it.
I'm telling
And
you.
this sister
I'm
that's up here with a girl, you with it too. I'm so
okay.
proud
So
of
now
you.
I found Urban One and it looks to be a black owned network. Kathy
You
Hughes, uh yeah, and somebody else. Yeah, it appears to me black owned.
that don't I'm gonna hit you up, sister.
I said it
Girl, we're gonna have to
appears,
Just
we'll have
you
to do
know.
research on it.
yeah,
We'll have to do research on it. But yeah.
hmm
Hmm.
yeah. It ain't that many of
Kathy
networks that
Hughes
are
is
black
the
owned.
found
And
no hold on. Kathy Hughes is the founder and chairperson and Afro C. Liggins is the chief executive officer. So
Hmm.
it has a
she's
white
one
guy.
of
Peter
them.
Thompson is the chief
She
financial
she look
officer.
like us, but she is
Karen
Spanish.
Worth is the administrative officer. Okay, so I don't know.
Mm.
It appears to be black owned.
Yeah.
She
So
is the
I mean,
Kathy is
founder
she
and chair.
look like us, but she a snake. So I'm gonna leave that alone.
but
Um,
is
Well,
she?
we're not
But
talking
it's for
about
the
that.
black owned
That ain't
network
even
though.
yeah, that's what we're
that's
talking
okay.
about. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
don't
y'all let's table that.
Let's put a
Let's
pin
table
in
that.
it and
And
let's research it and let's
yeah,
find
yeah,
out.
and we
I'm not
need to
sure about
come
that.
back. We gonna need to come back. We gonna circle back.
Hmm
We can circle back on that. But it's I
Okay.
We gonna
mean
circle back.
So is there anything else that you guys want to add
Y'all
to
got
the
me screaming over
conversation?
here.
And that's about all I really wanted to talk about because we have gone a long way in seeing
look,
where
Ronnie Q been ready to go for a
no,
long
no,
time.
no,
And I
no, no, no,
think
no, 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 no. I'm trying to get back on topic to where we were about well, I'm trying to get back on topic to where we were about what do you guys foresee about what is really going on with this influx of immigrants coming into the country and where do you see yourself position your thoughts, your ideas and yourself in the
I'm gonna
you
let
know
sister go first, and then I'll answer.
oh, I can definitely go first. I feel like the like I don't understand why exactly we're allowing the immigrants to just come in and just let have, right? Because there are so many of us that have so many issues, right? We can't like we've been here, but we can't let have. I don't understand the whole um so they're coming in and they're cool, right? Y'all talked about the Haitians. The Haitians tried to come in, but the Haitians were not cool. Why were the Haitians not allowed in but the other people were. Like it's like all of that is crazy to me. So yeah, I feel like it's weird. Does that make sense? It's weird to me. Like, how do you?
I think it's by design, and I really think that that they need a underclass, and they are looking forward to, in my opinion, the South American people being their underclass, and they will have lower expectations because they are gonna try to bring them and malign them into these lower servitude types of jobs and positions where corporations would be able to take advantage of them, unlike they would be able to take advantage of the American workers. Whereas immigrants from other countries like Canada and these Chinese who are here overstaying their visa, who have money, they will be they would be sucked in as the norm and as the regular. I think that the immigrants from Cuba who come in are also different from the immigrants that come in from South America and Mexico, as they have a easier plight, because I think they're easier. Think the easier plight for the Cubans is that most of them are, even the Mexicans, like they once they get here, they associate themselves as white, but the Cubans most definitely associate themselves as white. They are really indoctrinated into the Republican culture, and they are really tight knit group as well. So I think that they are more. It could be that they are, more seen to be more aesthetically pleasing than the South American people, because they have more European features and things like that. So I think that we're gonna have to, do what we did back in, generations before. We're going to get our shit together.
Well, so okay, so Ronnie Q, I'm glad that you said everything that you said, right? Now let me say this. I do know that, and one thing that I don't really talk about, but I know about, is that a lot of darker skinned people are not accepted worldwide, right?
Yeah, they are.
So,
Affected by what?
huh?
They're not affected.
No, accepted. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I
Go
got,
ahead.
my teeth. I'm sorry. But so the colorism thing is a thing.
You
It
know your camera's
really,
on, right?
huh?
Your camera's on, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but
I
I can't
cannot.
see you because the banner was up. You couldn't
Okay,
see you, but
but
the banner was up. Yeah. Go ahead.
anyway, got that. So, um, the colorism thing is really a thing because this is something that happens all over the world, all over everybody. Da, 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 da. People of darker skin tones are not really accepted, right?
Right.
They're not. So even I don't know if it's hair texture, like I don't know what these people are looking for when they're looking for people to accept, but it's like when you look at people who, like, because we come in all different textures and skin tones and everything, right? Is it the hair texture? Like, what are y'all looking for? Like, what the hell? How do y'all say who's accepted and not who's not accepted?
Well, for the longest time, the way I feel, the reason I feel the way I feel about that is because the on the Cuban in Florida, they have the dry foot policy, which means if they catch you on the beach on the land, and once your foot has hit land, you will not be deported. But if they catch you in a raft, like 2 inches of water, and you haven't
Yeah, it's
touched
wet
land,
foot, dry foot.
yeah, so that's
Yeah.
why I feel like that they gave them such an easier route to come to the United States and just be vacuumed into our United States system, whereas they give the Mexican immigrants a harder time, maybe because once Mexican women get beyond a certain age, they get a square booty and a big belly. I'm just kidding.
But when you look at like the Haitians that are coming in, right? They have to try so much harder.
Yeah, it's because they're black. They're black. You know,
They
that's why
are,
they're
yeah,
black.
they are. And so, do you remember when the Dominicans versus the Haitians? Do you remember that?
No, that's much. I think that's. I don't. I'm not familiar with that because I'm on the West Coast and that hasn't been a thing with us.
Okay, so it was a few years ago. So the Dominicans versus the Haitians. After the Haitians had the big earthquake and all the other kind of stuff, and everybody was trying to either immigrate to America, and some of the Haitians were trying to go to the Dominican Republic. They actually turned them down, right? And they were saying
They turned to
because
hate
they were
now.
dark. Yeah, and they are the same people. Like they are literally like right here together.
Well,
They would not let the
colorism is all
Haitians
over the
come
place.
into
It's that's you're
colorism.
saying because they were dark
Dominicans
skinned.
It really.
are, they don't even believe that they are black. They treat Haitians like shit. They think they white. I have friends, personal friends
Girl, where
who are
you came
Dominican
from
and
preaching? Come on.
personal friends who are
Mm-hmm.
Haitian. Go ahead.
I'm not up
They
on the
don't
Dominican
even
thing.
I I can tell you from personal experience, and I
Mm-hmm.
have had to shut their asses down. Y'all niggas,
Mm-hmm.
just like the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a
And
fuck
Amala,
about what you think or what you
did they
believe.
not
Niggas,
turn
stop it.
Amala? Did they not turn the Haitians away from the Dominican Republic when they were going through their hardest
Yes.
times? And they
You're
tried to go to the Dominican
yes.
Republic for refuge, right? Okay.
But it's really messed up
And let me
that
tell you
Mm-hmm.
something. Oh, during the Clinton administration, do y'all remember when the Haitians came here? And they came on boats and rafts and goddamn whatever the fuck they could goddamn float to
Because they had that
Florida.
earthquake, or it was something that happened, like an earthquake or something.
yeah, that
It was
flotilla
a
or
huge
something that they were
earthquake there.
called. And the
Yes,
thing about
y'all
that was
remember that.
and the thing that was so disgusting about that was
Mm-hmm.
during that time I was real up on what things that were going on in Miami. That was during the time of that Elian Gonzalez fiasco where they were staking out at the house, and the cousin was like
Yes, you remember that
No,
little
the
Cuban
cousin.
I think this
boy,
was
the
after
Cuban
Alien. This was like
baby.
Papa Doc, Baby Doc type
No, no,
stuff,
no,
right?
no, no, no,
No,
no,
it was
no,
around
no,
the same
no,
time,
no,
sis.
no.
No,
Mm-hmm.
Elian
This
was
is let
around
me
the
finish.
same time
Let me
because
finish. Let me finish. Let me
Elian,
finish.
Mm-hmm.
no, go ahead.
So the thing that I remember most about it is like they were a regular little family. These Cubans, they flooded the house. They gave free
Mm-hmm.
lawyers. They was on TV every day, and then all of a sudden, this the cousin, the female cousin, all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden she went from Cardi B from Love and Hip Hop to Cardi B today with the designer purses, the fly hairdo, the sunglasses, the clothes, and
Yes,
all of this stuff. Because they
yes.
were propping them, they were using them as propping them up, and trying to play on the heartstrings of American people. When Elian Gonzalez, in fact, did not make it to land, he was rescued in the water, so it should not have been any question of whether he would go back. So I think that they were pushing for the immigration laws to be loosened in Florida, that if they were rescued in the water, that he would go back. On the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
you had these boat, I think it was two boats of Haitians, and the boats were so raggedy that they barely made it to shore, but they did make it to shore. But they refused to let these Haitians get off of the boat. They held
Mm-hmm.
them on the boats at gunpoint. There was a woman on there who was in
Yes.
labor, and they refused to let her off the boat for a couple of
Mm-hmm.
hours until they could confirm that once she had that baby, she was going back to Haiti.
Right.
Yep. And they
Mm-hmm.
still turned them all back. Let me
All
say
back.
something. I like
They didn't want no
Brother
anchor
Q.
baby.
I like Levon's comment. Levon at timestamp 8:58.
Okay.
So let me tell y'all something. Cardi B came along way down the line, way after the fact. But during the Clinton administration, they put all the Haitians that came and was able to get here successfully to Florida, they put them in a refugee camp.
Right.
And all these Haitians was sitting down there, and let me tell you what they told, because I was a nurse down there. They was telling the public that they couldn't release the Haitians because they were HIV positive. Now,
That's
what goddamn
crazy.
test was done? I'm telling you what I went through.
So they said
They said
every Haitian that was sitting there was HIV positive. Is what they said.
I
they
believe it. I
said it.
believe it.
Yes,
Girl, the fuck out of here.
yes. I'm not making it up. If I'm
Mm-mm.
lying, God, strike me right
No,
now. Take my
Mm-mm.
life right now. I'm not making it up.
I know.
They
I
said,
look. I feel like you're not making it up
Amalia, hold on.
because
Amalia died. Amalia just died. She fell off the panel. Just kidding.
no. But I know
girl,
she's
let me
not
tell you
making it up
something. I don't
because
like.
they did so much to keep the Haitians out of
Yes.
the Dominican Republic and out of America. And at some point in time, it was like they had nowhere to go. But they needed to flee their country. So they were refugees as well. So when we talking about the refugees
Mm-hmm.
and the Hispanics and they're coming over, when I said, Ronnie Q, I put in your chat, I said they have so much consideration for these people, right? But they don't
Mm-hmm.
have consideration for ours. They don't.
Exactly. Exactly. And then, that's the whole point of the matter is like America always act like it, like Tupac says, they got money for wars but can't feed the poor. Now,
Mm-hmm.
See,
they will refuse to put anything into the people who put so much into the building of America. And I
Mm-hmm.
am sick and tired of
Mm-hmm.
all our American tax dollars going to people who did not do anything to build America. I'm sick of all our tax dollars going to countries to fight wars. Now they talking about sending those F-15 fighters jets over there and all this type of shit. All of a sudden, money just opens up and pours out and all this type of stuff. While the homelessness in America is at a staggering rate. People are
Mm-hmm.
getting put out of their homes. I saw a commercial the other day. Well, can you imagine living in this community where all the houses are rented and you know
Mm-hmm.
all your neighbors and you can go to the pool and this, that, and the other and blah, blah, blah. I said, no, I cannot imagine. They had a whole subdivision, and I've been talking about this, how these hedge fund people and these wealthy people are buying up whole new builds
Mm-hmm.
communities and
Mm-hmm.
only renting them out, not selling them. And
Right.
the whole commercial came on the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine renting in this community where all the houses are this, that, and the other? Yeah, I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure they all had builder grade lighting and fixtures and
Girl,
all that
we
type of
girl, we
stuff.
behind the
Yeah,
we behind the curve at this
yeah.
point. We
And
behind.
so
Yeah.
so I
Mhm.
am I am like people. I have been talking about this. Now they are
Mhm.
actually running the commercial as if it's a great thing to be able to only rent a home in a community where you don't own, where you can be thrown out, where
But
you
keep talking
cannot
about
make it your own. You
it.
can,
Mhm.
and
Ronnie.
they are and
Keep
where you
talking
get
about it.
no equity, where you cannot cash in and get equity out, where when it improves,
Mhm.
when the price of the value of the home increases, the only thing going to happen is your rent is going to increase or you're going to have to leave, as opposed to you having a fixed mortgage and being able to pay that mortgage. People are really trying to play people for real dumb, and the homelessness crisis is just getting worse and worse. Look at the
Mhm.
rents went up between 30 and 60% during the pandemic, depending on what city you live in. But the rent has surely skyrocketed. But they have not increased the minimum wage, the federal minimum wage, maybe by state.
Girl, you
I'm talking
finna
about
make me get the Holy
federal
Ghost.
minimum wage. You understand
No,
what I'm saying?
no, but I mean, but Ronnie is telling the truth though.
to
She know
compete
you.
with any
But
of these
check this out,
increases.
Granny Q. Check this out, sis. Y'all, and I want all y'all to listen to me. Do y'all know? I'm right here in the Bay Area. They put homeless people on buses. You know how they keep San Francisco clean?
And
Because
ship
they
them
put
out.
the homeless on buses.
Mm-hmm.
They put them on buses
And
and
ship them
ship
out.
them to LA. They
Yep.
drive
Ship
them
them out.
out of the
Mm-hmm.
community.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
some
ship
of
them out.
them
Yep.
are even in camps. I'm not lying. Come get me and shut my mouth if I'm lying. I
Amala, how I
know.
know you ain't lying?
And
Cause they
you
put
drive
listen.
into San
Mm-mm.
Francisco on today.
Sis,
If you
listen.
drive your black ears
Mm-mm.
into San Francisco on
Mm.
today, on tonight, into the morning, guess what? You
Okay,
ain't gonna find no
No,
homeless
listen.
okay,
person. Cause you know
and let
why? They done been stripped on a bus and bust out.
They do
okay,
that, but
hold
they
on,
do
hold
that.
on,
That's what
hold on,
they
hold on,
do.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold
Mm-hmm.
on, hold on. 1 second. Let
Mm-hmm.
me get a word in. Now, what about the man, the homeless man in San Francisco, who a retired firefighter had went up and they initially called in a report like a man was beating up this firefighter, but then the man got a lawyer and because he told the story that the firefighter had sprayed him with pepper spray, and then they got the recording on the man's mother home, the retired fire chief home, that he walked up to this guy and sprayed him with bear mace. Sprayed the man with bear mace, and then
Oh my
after
God.
the lawyer got the
Oh, bear spray. That's
after hold
awful.
on. And after the lawyer got the footage of it, he went around to several other homes and took several other complaints from other homeless people who said that this had happened to them as well. But then they tried to, when the dude got up and he went to a trash can and got a crowbar or something out of the trash can and started whooping this man's butt, they wanted to file charges on him, and then turned around. Now the retired police chief or captain is getting charges pressed on him. But see, where's the money for the homeless? What is the solution going to
Mm-hmm.
be? Talking about like you
Mm-hmm.
going to ship them here, there, everywhere. They even have places in Los Angeles where they have parking lots that are deemed safe for people to sleep in their cars. People who live in their cars no longer have to park on the street. They have certain parking lots where you can go, a few where you can go where it's well lit, where there's a guard on duty all day, and you don't have to worry about being vulnerable to just being parked on the side street trying to get some sleep because you're living in your car. So that's the best solution you got for the homeless people. Is that what
Well,
America coming? Is
Mm-hmm.
that what America coming to?
okay, wait a
That's
minute.
crazy. Yeah.
Hold,
That's
hold
that's
on, my
crazy.
sister.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I don't know which part to address. For I'm just gonna dive in here. I'm just gonna dive in deep dive. So, as far as San Francisco, that's my home. These goddamn people out here is goddamn they loading them up and shipping them out. Soon as they can determine you homeless, you gone. And we wake up, the average citizen, John Q. Public, wake up the next morning. They don't know nothing about no homeless because they don't see the shit. How do I know? Because I'm a medical professional. I see it. I see everything.
That's crazy.
The police officers see
Mm.
everything. It's evil and it's wicked and it's wrong. And you know what? Oakland, y'all know I ain't lying. Anybody out here that's listening in Oaktown, they got a whole goddamn tent community. And the person that said that bear spray is the worst, yes. Bear spray, bear pepper spray is the most wicked, evil thing you could
Mm.
ever put on a human being. It's wrong, but they're
Yeah.
doing it.
So that's what happening, and these are people who, want to look down their noses on other people. But it's just like really, it's
It,
really like some type of Hunger Games type shit out here right now,
it
and
is.
it's
It
getting worse.
is.
It's getting
I
worse.
agree.
They how can you
I
be
agree.
entertained? How can you do that? That's like you are entertained at someone who has less than you suffering. You putting suffering on someone who has less than you because you don't want to visually see them in your area. But you're not. You should. Why aren't you at your city council's person's meeting telling them the problem? How come you not don't have that bear spray rage for the people who are put in place to solve these problems, to fix these problems, where you don't have to see them out in front, but you're going to take it out on the most vulnerable people. So that's why my whole, to get back to my whole topic of discussion is like people don't really see it like they that saying in the Jews when Hitler was coming for all the Jewish people, and then I
Come
thought
on,
it
girl.
was
You better
okay
speak
until
on
it
it.
happened to me, like this police brutality, like stripping you of your rights, pulling you out of your cars, beating you. See, they thought it was all right when it was just happening to black people. Now everywhere you look on YouTube, you got these watching the police stations showing videos of white people getting their ass beat and kicked and their rights being violated, and them protesting it and saying how wrong it is. But this been going on in our community. They've been knowing about this since the Rodney King thing. For sure, can't nobody act like they didn't know it was happening to black people way back in the 80s. So now all of a sudden it's audit the police, watch the people, lackluster following the police and police brutality and so now it's not okay all of a sudden. But see, this is how this homeless thing is going to become. This is what this homeless thing is, because a lot of people don't think the shit could happen to them. And I don't know why, when prices just go up on housing astronomically within a year's time and nothing else to compensate for you being paid and being able to live a decent living has gone up, when they are normalizing not being able to buy a home but being subjected to only being a renter in a home. Like, come on, like people are asleep on this shit. Y'all there?
Ronnie Q. It it's you and me are both Californians. So it ain't we both know that this is some fuckery. And you and I both know it's by design.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you as a nurse, I have seen doctors write orders for a patient to be discharged, and they was not supposed to be rightfully discharged.
Of
It was
course.
the fact that they didn't have no more money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the goddamn ambulance came and took them and dumped their ass off on Skid Row.
That's
I'm
illegal. That's
telling you
illegal.
what I know.
And then I
It's
know I'm not.
wrong.
I
It's
know it's
illegal,
illegal. I know,
but it
and I know.
happens.
And then if the thing about it is they talk about, oh, we're making new laws that this won't be able to happen again when
They can
they get a
shut
judge
up.
to do a big expose about it. But it was illegal before. You don't need no new laws. Enforcing laws is already on the book. What is that?
Mm.
What is that? What is that law where you have to stabilize them, where you have to treat them, and if you can't treat them
It's the
with
M.
FMLA,
Tyler law.
yeah, yeah,
M.
but
Tyler,
yes,
EMTALA.
because the last two words are labor and something, right? Yeah, the MTLA. Yes, that law has been on the books forever. So they act like, oh, well, we're enacting a new law that, no, that law says that you must treat them, and if you cannot treat them thoroughly, like if they have a heart condition and you don't have a cardiologist, you must treat them, stabilize them, and you must transfer them to a place that can accept them. That's the law.
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm
This is
glad
the
you.
stuff. This is the reason why I became a nurse, because I got so tired of seeing my people being dogged and dragged and treated like shit.
And
Because
then they.
our people, we so forgiving, we don't know. It is the M. Tyler law.
Yeah, and they
Any
act like.
facility that you go to, They gotta stabilize you. They gotta make sure that you are safe and that you are not in imminent imminent what do you call it, condition of dying
And then
before you're transferred.
just like that lady in Tennessee, she said she was having trouble breathing. They checked her out, and then she couldn't even leave. Like she was feet away from the doors. White lady, and then she was like, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe." The security guard came out, told her she had to leave. Called the cops on her. They put her all on the ground and shit. She, trying to get her in the back of the thing. She fell. All this, that, and the other. Then one of the police officers said, "Ugh. I was about to go eat. Ugh, I gotta go clean my uniform now." This, that, and the other. Put her in the back of the car. You hear her in the back of the car saying, "Sit me up." They laid her down in the back of the car. "Sit me up. I can't breathe. I can't breathe." And then all of a sudden she went unresponsive. And then the cop was so callous with her when she was begging him to sit her up. And when she became unresponsive, and then she's not responding. Cold night. They took her right back to the same hospital they took her back to, dead. And then they act like they need to enact new laws. They act like they need to enact new laws when they already got laws on the books against this shit. So people are to believe like, oh, that's an anomaly. That's an anomaly. No, motherfucker. And you notice the newscasters won't even tell you that there are already laws on the books. You have to be in the healthcare. You have to be a healthcare provider or have some knowledge about healthcare to know that there's already a law on the books that prevent a federal law.
Law,
So
and you know what?
How come these facilities are not facing any harsh fines and penalties behind this, and they would stop doing it?
Snatch why? Because people don't know their true rights. And
snatch some licenses.
I thank God that I'm here and I'm here talking to you and talking to our other sister about this stuff. A lot of these things affect our very own people. You know why it affects us? Because we don't talk. We don't complain. We accept it. We'll sit back. Y'all don't even understand the times that I have. I'm a fucking certified critical care nurse. I have seen so many Black people. Well, God knows the best, and if it was meant to be, it's meant to be, and I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna forgive and fuck that. These motherfuckers don't care about you.
What is the first thing what's the first thing they do? I'm so sick of these forgiving Negroes whose child or relative or somebody got killed. Oh, I'ma forgive. Judge, can I hug Amber Guyver? Judge, can I hug Amber Guyver?
Girl, I don't want no trouble. I'm just gonna sit there. I thank God for my
I'ma pray for you. I was taught to forgive. My God is a forgiving God, and I forgive you. Get the fuck out of my face.
God is a forgiving God. But let me tell you something. They God ain't no goddamn forgiving God.
Their God is a vengeful. Their God is a vengeful. Their God is a vengeful God. And yours is too. And yours is too. So anyway, that's all I got to say. We didn't got God out here in the street. God outside. God is God outside. So that's all I wanted to talk to
God
you guys
sitting
about.
On the porch, child.
God's like, come get it.
God sitting on the porch with the sweet tea.
God then took his robe and his gladiator sandals off. He gonna knock you out barefoot. So anyway,
God
so thank you guys.
Who gonna pop me?
So anyway, I thank you guys for coming up, Amila and Ask a Snack a Meal. It's been great talking to you guys, and we're gonna have some more of these conversations because, yeah, it's like a lot of topics that I really want to talk about. I really want to get into the topic. I was today. I was supposed to have a beef sector. I said I was going to have a beef sector Jeopardy game. I'm going to have to put that off until next week because, of course, I don't want to make it too easy, but I don't, I just want to, beef up my questions because it's a lot of questions that goes into a Jeopardy game. So I'm going to have that sometime next week, but we're going to have the conversation on gardening and, any gardening tips for, people who actually garden, people who are actually growing their own vegetables and, what we can do to help each other to sustain ourselves and, be self-sufficient in areas that are going to help us live. So that's going to be my next conversation of a serious matter, and I will be back with some beef sector BS. So Miller, last words. Is it Amila or Amala?
Amala.
Amala, last words for
She
you.
who she who went through the war and won. That's what my name means.
Okay.
So this my last words. Firstly, I love you so much. I'm Team Ronnie Q.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really
Um,
do.
you ain't gotta appreciate it. I love you, girl. I'm serious. You are real, real, real one. And a snack and a meal, honey, baby. Same to you. Um, Anybody out there that's black and in the healthcare industry, y'all know, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. The only reason why I became a nurse was to protect my people, protect us, because they trying to take us out by any and all goddamn means necessary. And I
That's true.
stepped up and I said, God damn it, if I gotta be a what you call them damn things? Um them things they got you they can morph into all this other shit. Wolverine and all them other motherfucking, you know what I'm saying.
A Power
If I
Ranger.
got to be one of them, what, I don't care. Power Ranger, superhuman, goddamn super friend. I don't care. If God, if God says so, it will be so. I protect my own. And I'm not finna stand by as long as I got breath in my body and watch my own be mistreated mentally, physically, medically. I'm not finna do it. I will fight. I'm fighting.
All
And
right.
yeah,
Well,
I can be a Power Ranger. I could be a super friend. I could be goddamn Mighty Mouse. I don't give a fuck.
all right. I appreciate you for coming up, and I appreciate you. Like, yeah, nursing is a real, and it sounds like you do a real stressful type of nursing as well. So, yeah, I commend you on your job. And all you do.
I love you, baby. I'm
All right,
dropping
love you back.
down, and
All right.
the sister that's up here with us, respect to you, my girl, my sister, my dear. Our
Okay.
hats off to everybody in the chat. Bye, baby. Thank you for
All
having me
right.
here.
I'll see you next time. A snack a meal. You want to say anything? Your last words, a snack a meal? A snack a meal, last words. Oh, I think she dropped down. A snack a meal, you still there? Okay. I think something, I don't hear her. Do you guys hear her? Okay. Well, I'm going to remove her because I don't hear her. I thank you all for coming out. It was a good conversation. I thank you all for joining in the conversation. You guys had a lot of good points as usual. And thank you for being here. So at this time, I'm going to close out and I'll see you back next time where we can shoot a little SHI and have some power. Please hit the like on your way out. Thank you. Thank you very, Carrie, for modding. Face Yaya, thanks for being here. All right, you guys, and thank all who participated in the chat. All right, have a good one. Bye bye.